Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
And he sends it high and deep into right center field. Isbell on the run. My goodness, he has done it again. Aaron Judge with a low liner into right center field. Home run number 25 for the captain. The KC killer on the loose. 6-0 Yankees.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out at 102. And Red Sox take the game 4-3. They take the series.
And LeMahieu lines it to Garcia from his bat. Out at second. What a double play.
On a 2-1, Hernandez sends one in the air to deep center field. Merrill's going back. It is gone. Teoscar roars again.
Williams fires up a three-pointer. That's good. Jalen Williams from deep. He's got 20. Can't get at the ball. Rebound tip. Nimhard got it. Second opportunities. McConnell on the steal and he bats it home. He's done it again. Mathurin fires away. Pots ahead. Mathurin madness. He's got 25 on 9 of 11 from the field.
Good morning. Welcome in to Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing? Ooh,
I don't think I've got any DB in my ear, Shane.
I don't even sound like I'm on.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's on, Shane.
Shane, do better.
I don't know what's going on here.
This probably needs to be connected to something.
Oh, there we go. I love it when that happens.
Yeah.
Hey, DB, how are you this morning?
Is that better?
That's much better.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that those big things wouldn't be connected.
Yeah, that seems pretty important.
Yeah. I mean, I want to sound off, but I'm not. I'm fortunate. And a huge, not huge. Let me stop.
Yeah.
But to have the person who hit me this morning's car have his bumper on the ground.
Yeah.
Have his license plate dragging. To have as minimal damage as I do is a total blessing.
For sure.
Yeah. And it was so slow-mo.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally saying, slow down, slow down, slow down. Slow
Isn't that the
down.
worst?
Yeah.
Because you're stuck there.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, if you could slow down, that'd be terrific.
And I had presence of mind to be on the brake.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So you
I
didn't roll into the
understand,
next
so
guy?
I didn't go into the Thrasher vehicle in front of me, because then I would have really been pissed. But it's all good. All good in the neighborhood.
And you still got here on time. That's what I'm impressed by.
Yeah. Well, I was at the high school already.
Yeah.
At 6. So I had a little bit of a head start.
Still, that's
I know, man. My days get going
too early.
It's what we signed up for, unfortunately.
Too early.
Yeah. One of the guys we were talking to yesterday down in Lincoln, he's like, so what time does your day get started?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's what time.
Not as early as it used to.
And then he's like, oh, and you do such and such and such and such too? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, oh, when do you sleep? I said, don't ask.
That is the great mystery about DB, is when he sleeps.
Yeah, don't ask. I didn't watch anything really, though, outside of basketball.
Yeah.
So it wasn't one of those. I mean, it's kind of a dry sports night.
It was.
I mean, I enjoy beating up on the fathers. So, I mean, good to see the Dodgers win again in San Diego.
There was one thing that I thought you might ask me about that I did not watch.
Oh, I want to, but I think I got my fix from Rico. So
Okay.
it's fine.
NCAA track?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one I was like, man, he's going to ask.
I
Like,
want
you gotta
to.
ask me.
I want to. And he texts too. He's like, you watch? I was like, you know it. We saw Austin competing in the decathlon.
Yeah?
Oh, this dude from BYU looked just like him.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dead ringer. Dead ringer. I was like, oh, my God, there's AJ. I was like, how'd he get there so quick? I mean, because he was doing some serious bed hopping yesterday, so he would have had to have booked it.
Yeah. Where are they holding them at? Where's the championships at?
Gosh, and I would be remiss to not be able to tell you. We had a funny conversation, though, because can you picture Rico pole vaulting?
No.
He said he dabbled for 2 years.
No, I knew he ran track at UNK.
And I was like, guess what? I don't talk in extremes, but I'm going to go ahead and say I'll never attempt to pole vault.
Yeah, pass.
He said, "Yeah, you're a long ways from the ground."
Pass. Hard pass.
I'm like, what if my
I believe they're up in Oregon.
Oregon, yeah,
Yeah.
they always are. I should have known.
I didn't know if I knew they had been there a lot. I didn't know if that was
and I'm
every
like,
year.
what if my pole snapped? What?
Austin goes, I almost said this. He goes, we're not surprised that my doppelganger's at BYU. That checks out.
No, I'm sick. And before, texts, you don't know, fast is fast, right?
Yeah.
But I said, did you just see Austin competing from BYU? He said, yep. And I don't even know if it hit send. Like, how does it go across on your phone? However fast it hit,
was
how fast. He's like,
he was just staring at it.
He's like, yep, sure did. It was just funny.
Yeah.
Because he had this look of, the agony of defeat as old boy from Mississippi State.
Got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rico used to be pretty fast.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I mean, he ran D2 track. Like, he's got to be pretty fast.
Yeah. Yes, that's little legs, too. He might be like Keenan Cotton.
So that's the hard thing for me is that he's just not a big guy, right?
Yeah.
So he was always up against it, like stride length and everything, you know?
He's what I call a baby stepper.
He said he ran a 10.7, though. That's actual,
pretty good.
That's actual fast.
100 meters?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. As would most of, or 98%
of the free world.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
10.7's legit.
Yeah, you get after it. Shout out to Rico.
No.
No?
I mean, not yet. He hasn't done anything that sweet.
Well, not recently.
No. The graphics, okay.
We're
doing well.
We're gonna stretch him.
I have a question.
Tomorrow.
I'm kind of over your affinity for Tim.
For Tim?
Yeah, for Geese.
Oh, why?
Oh, well, why do we have to save all the cool stuff for Tim? It's 2 days away. Like, do you know how good you have to be at something or have somebody have an affinity for you to save a cool exercise for a couple of days later for a particular person? That's like you get a good piece of meat and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna save that for DB when he comes over. Like that's the kind of framer, that's the scope we're dealing with. I mean, is TV that dude?
I think
we have lots of other fun guests. Why couldn't we do it with Bruntz?
Why couldn't we do guests?
We do have fun guests. That's kind of weird. Let's not do that delivery again.
It's like a little sweet treat.
Oh God.
I felt like after the quarterback draft that this was kind of in that same realm that he'd be comfortable in.
Well, do we need a friend? What if we just did it ourselves?
I mean, we could just do it ourselves.
I don't know why. I just had a lot of time to think.
You've been driving too much?
Man. I may not see the city of Lincoln again for it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time there the last few days.
Man. Since last Friday.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
like 4 out of 6 days.
Yeah,
is what we decided.
Kind of over it.
Yeah.
And this strip, I'm fortunate to live where I do because I can bypass.
You can hop off and get around it.
Oh yeah. Like I get on at Harrison.
It's a nightmare though.
It's
the worst.
I mean, between ILQ exit and 144th on 80.
I mean, some mornings it's backed up to center.
Oh, I can kind of see it over the viaduct, especially on days where I'm at the high school first.
Yeah, it's a mess.
I go back through my neighborhood.
Yeah.
From West Side,
which is wild.
And it's significantly faster.
Yeah.
My dumb butt this morning made the decision because it was moving pretty free, so I didn't get off on cue and whip around through my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I just stayed on the interstate and get what you get.
Yeah.
And I got hit.
Got.
Yeah, he was cool though. He was good.
Yeah.
He wanted to spell Cabrera for me, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, is it such and such and such?" He's like, "Yeah."
Like Angel or Miguel?
He was an Alex.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of baseball players.
But yeah, Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just one. And did the insurance. I'm like, listen, I'm pretty cool. I got a guy. Like, I'm gonna try not to
hit your
insurance.
Yeah.
He called his wife. I felt bad. I couldn't understand what she was saying, but it was very excitable.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, poor guy. I was like, you good? He's like, yeah, she's okay. I'm not gonna do I almost went into character and I was like,
that's probably best we don't.
It's wrong. It's wrong. Probably not gonna do that. Nah, but it was cool. So I'll see what my guy says. He tried to give me money on the spot.
Yeah. That's always a little awkward.
Well, so okay. I had screenshot the insurance first.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not definitely not fluent, but
Yeah.
I know enough, right? I heard Tareta, so I'm like card,
Mm-hmm.
right? And some other stuff, and I can hear her, and I think he just woke her up. He's like, I work for this company. We're doing this work out at 204th and Gretna. So he was very forthcoming.
Mm-hmm.
And
So he wasn't trying to be shady about it or anything.
And he didn't bring up money until after the insurance. He's like,
which is good.
Yeah.
Good sign.
He's like, and I was like, I'm kind of, karma's a strong word, but I didn't want to be shady.
Yeah. You didn't want to take the money.
Yeah.
If it wasn't enough, still have to hit his insurance.
Oh, no, not even that. Like, what if my guy was like, oh, I could buff that out.
Oh, yeah. And then you've got money that you don't need.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll just call you. How about that?
Yeah.
And he gave me one of these. He's like, okay.
Good looking out.
He's like, okay, buddy. This is how he said it. I was like, I think I like you.
What was he driving? I didn't ask.
So I'm not sure. It gave me old school like Cooper's vibes.
Like Mini?
Yeah.
Okay.
But his bumper was like off.
Yeah. That happens a lot when you've got a taller versus shorter car. Like the shorter car gets in a bad way a lot of times.
Yeah. But
it's a tough go.
I was thinking about going out to the job site. I know right where he's working.
Yeah.
No.
I'm surprised it hit the top of your bumper if it was.
Yeah, you saw it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But my dude's pretty sweet.
I do feel like going out to the job site might be like a little stalkery.
No, he might like me though.
Maybe.
He gave me the shoulder pat.
You could give him a call first though, make sure.
He said
It's like showing up to people's work's a little awkward sometimes.
I have to refrain from the accent. He said
you're struggling.
I know.
I could tell every
time.
Can
you imagine the self-control?
Oh, it's
is
unbelievable. I'm really impressed actually.
He's like, you're a good man. Pat, pat, pat.
Oh, that's nice.
He is significantly younger than me though.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess high 20s, low 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you said job site, right? So probably
he's like, it's
labor.
a Texas number. Is that okay? It's my phone.
Yeah.
Didn't quite, that's
your interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, I hate using this thing, so good chance I won't be calling.
Tim says car crashes are like football. It's all about pad level.
It is, man.
It's true. You want to be the higher. Unlike football, you want to be the higher guy.
So I'm just like, and I can just see it coming because we're at a stand. I mean, you're bumper to bumper on that thing,
and you're like, oh, they're not.
And I was mad at myself
for being in that situation in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, for being over on that.
Yeah, I was just like, why didn't you go through the neighborhood?
Yeah,
I could have seen Scott and the fellas.
Scott said he missed you this morning.
So I would have been early, but I would have gone slow. What? Is it getting weird?
You try to find him.
They walk the same way every day, numbnuts. I like how I'm like listening yesterday to the replay, and you're like, "Did you circle? What did you call the U-turn?
C-turn."
I was like, "That was weird."
Well, I called it a U-turn, and then you're like, "Well, it wasn't quite a U."
Yeah, I didn't like whip around. It's a little much. I have a question though.
What's up?
So, Shane was playing the highlights of the Pacers and the Thunder.
Yeah.
By the way, that's a horrible replay. But the Rockies suck anyway, so R.I.P.
I wasn't real dialed in on the Rockies, so I'm going to be honest.
Did you see? Cole will be like, that damn DB. But it is a major sport, Cole.
Like they're 12-55. I'm not watching them.
Yeah. I mean, just like, what is below mid? It's not even mid. It is trash.
I'll say it's I think
it's
trash.
The second most losses in Major League Baseball history. They're on pace for 133.
Which would break the modern record by about a dozen games.
Yeah. And the all-time record of 1899 in the Cleveland
Spiders.
Michael J. Schaefer Spiders of 134.
Yeah.
You're not cheering for that record, are you?
No, I am just mostly hoping that their season ends immediately and I never have to worry about them again.
Who's going to those games?
Apparently still a decent amount of people. I was talking to somebody yesterday from Denver.
Yeah.
And they haven't been there this year. But he's like, even when they're bad, like people like being around the stadium. It's Colorado. They like being outside. He's like, they still do okay attendance-wise.
Hey, let's go hit the game.
Yeah, it's just kind of I think they almost view it like minor league baseball.
Like the four guys.
Like it's just it's a thing to do.
In Major League?
Yeah, just out there. In the
I mean,
outfield.
They were enjoying themselves.
Randy Quaid, was that him?
Yeah. Yeah.
You stink.
You're waiting for him to show you his white Florshimes that he got as a gift?
Yeah.
It's awesome. No, so I have a question.
Yeah, I'm ready.
If you're, Mathern had to go off, Miles Turner got hot, you're probably not banking on that all the time. But
yeah,
they are better in crunch time, clearly.
Then maybe everybody in the league.
So,
like, is that an exaggeration? Like, they
are the best. I mean, they're 9-1 in clutch games.
Yeah, like they might be the best crunch time team in the league, like full stop.
So, if you're OKC, are you like, is this repeatable? Which part of Benedict isn't going to do that all the time. He single-handedly kept them in it.
No, he's not. But
they are always like that in crunch time.
And they've got enough guys that it doesn't always have to be Mathurin or Turn. Like it can switch who it is, right? We've seen Neesmith go off for 20-some. We've seen Nemhard.
I don't think I like him.
Neesmith?
Mm-mm.
You didn't like the foul?
So I'm not crying over that.
Okay.
It's fine.
What part about Neesmith do you not like?
I don't.
Just the way he carries himself?
Yeah.
Not his game. It's like a.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Listen, there's a lot of guys that I don't like because of just how they come
I'm
off.
like, I guess I would like playing with him. I think. But I don't love his game either.
No,
not aesthetically.
I think it's useful for what Indiana needs. It's not a particularly pretty game.
So, do I need to be not as hard on Chet?
No, I think Chet's getting eaten up a little bit.
I want more from Chet.
I agree. I think he's getting eaten up a little bit by a guy who's not a typically great defender.
He's not good at all.
Yeah, he's a good shot blocker. He's not a good defender.
I'm like,
which are two different things, right?
Yeah. So and I said this to Joel. I'm like, okay, kind of forcing things a little bit. But do I need to give some grace because he's coming off the hip?
I mean, he's been back for a while.
It's the selection. It's the manner in which he's doing it.
Yeah. I don't think he's totally comfortable in terms of what the offense needs from him.
Yeah.
Because I actually wonder this Pacers team reminds me a lot of the 2019 Raptors.
Yeah.
You've got your one guy, and then on any given night, it could be Fred VanVleet. Ironically enough, it could be Pascal Siakam. Like, you've got a bunch of dudes that can kind of just go get you.
Siakam's going to have one of those weird career tales.
He is.
He could potentially have a second championship.
Yeah. He could be the second best guy on two different championship teams.
Yeah. So you give him the second best in Toronto?
I think so. I mean, I know VanVleet went off and
he's in Kawhi.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that Siakam was the second best player on that team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Over the course of the season, he was. Over the course of that particular playoff run, you probably go VanVleet because he just went nuts in the finals. But over the course of the season, I think Siakam was the second best player on that team.
You could tell the digital copies have hit. We're going to get to that in a little bit, Brian.
The Phil Steele?
His position rankings.
Yeah.
That's the first thing B. Edwards sent me.
Yeah, no, he's wrong. It's fine.
Oh, hey, those numbers are amazingly low.
Yeah. No, he's
amazingly
skeptic.
Low.
I almost said hater. That's probably not accurate. I think he's a skeptic. That's fine.
But he's a Nebraska guy too.
Yeah, I think he's skeptical on this particular squad.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
It's fine. I'm the only one here that is all in.
Are you gonna carry that banner
on the defensive line thing? Absolutely.
So it's not just the D line. So quarterback room.
Yeah, that was aggressive.
21st. Running back rooms 60th. Wide receiver room 33rd. O line 33rd. D line 61st.
That's the one I'm a little mad about.
Of course, because you champion the D-line. Yep. Linebacker room, 39th. DB room, 35th.
A little low.
Really?
A little low.
Special teams 75th.
So the special teams, I really can't say anything about because we haven't seen it yet.
So
but it's going to be better than 75th.
Should we send this over to our guy, El Champion?
Like it's going to be better than 70.
Do you want me to send these over to San Juan? Think you can get these up?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Easy. It's no real. It's just numbers. Can I send them? Can Austin do it too, or is it just the San Juan
I think Rico
thing?
does the graphics.
All right,
graphics.
Suave. I'm sending you over some juice.
I understand special teams because of the history, and there's.
Do you like how there was zero segue after talking about OKC?
Yeah, it's fine.
Man, that is so us.
The chat brought it up. It's all right.
Shane, I love your hat too, by the way.
Oh, you switched from ping to TaylorMade.
Oh, sometimes I do that.
I like the color.
It is nice blue. It kind of matches your car a little bit.
I don't wear this one that much. So it's
I like the color.
It looks new.
It's
good.
bright.
Good looking dude this morning. Shout out you. What a goofball. He ain't used to getting compliments.
No, I'm not.
You made him uncomfortable. He's like, I need to go back to making fun of me.
You know what's funny, Shane? I'm like the dude in Hitch. Like I can teach you what to do and how to be successful. I just can't do it myself. So just call me.
Hey, just stay right here. Stay right here.
I'm sick. I give you all the game.
You don't need to make pizza. They got food there. That's one of my favorite lines. I love that movie.
Do you really?
Yeah. I'm a big Will Smith guy, though. Like,
That's funny. That's not where I was going with that. I'm a big Eva Mendes guy.
Yeah, fair.
Pre-surgery. Surgery. In a gots-to-go situation.
I just think Will Smith's really funny in that movie.
Now, I get it. Maybe something was wrong with you health-wise and you had to have some fixing done. But if it was just elective and you just, nah, I'm out. That is like serious Denny Downer. Don't do that. Don't stop.
Like Journey, Believing.
Yeah, I forgot to send this to Rico already. I got the attention span of a guppy.
Oh, man, you played with Brendan Holbein, right?
Yeah.
Got his cousin in the chat this morning.
No way.
That's what he says. He said, morning, boys. I listen every day, but after 10 a.m., which kills me because I can't chime in. And, yes, I'm Brendan Holbein's cousin.
Yeah, B-Ho was my...
Shout out to Lee.
Was my roommate.
Oh, really?
Man, for 3 years.
Was Holbein number 5?
Yeah.
I remember Brendan.
Cozad's second finest.
Jared Crick.
I was going with Dishman.
Fair. Maybe third finest. And Jared Crick was pretty good.
Hey, Crick's a stud.
Jared Crick's pretty good.
No, Crick is out here like Benny Mac, man. B Mac's going to have 3 kids under the age of 5.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
No.
Crick's got a young brew crew too.
Although Rico's going to be close.
Yeah, I made fun of him.
He's going to be like.
Rico's doing too much.
That's what I told him, man. I was like, you need to chill, bro.
I mean, he's going to be gray by like 31.
I think he's going to have 3 under 6. I think.
Yeah, B-Mac. So Kennedy just turned 5, and she's due pretty quick.
Bro, that's brutal.
I said, we were at lunch yesterday late, and I go, B, you done? And in typical mean-spirited snark fashion, he goes, yeah. He was in rare form yesterday. God bless Benny Mac. This dude is the GOAT.
I like that dude. I don't think I've ever actually met him in person, but
You're the same person.
Well, that's
I think so.
I was talking
That's
to
why
him
you like
yesterday.
both of
We were standing out. It was like 97 trillion degrees, but we had a little shade and we were outside talking. And I was talking about his sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And he even peed on that. He was like, I never really thought about it. I mean, if I'm funny, that's fine. But most of it is just me. I was like, oh my God, you just took all my joy. Like, even in that response. He's hilarious. I'm like, please, can you just tell the people at Huddle, keep classic Huddle. They have all these, I mean, it's pretty slick.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm old school, as are most of the guys. And he goes, hey, don't worry, you're not alone. We'll try to keep it around as long as possible. But all our new stuff, it's on the new version.
It's coming.
Can you help me do this? I used to be really good.
I was going to say, he's going to have to give you a tutorial on a road trip.
So, I thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about that. I'm like, just give me an hour.
Yeah.
Although he dimed me out yesterday. Yeah, I'm the guy that babysits DB's electronics. I was like, that's a little
Accurate.
aggressive.
I feel like it's a bit of a stretch, but
I picked a different A word. But I pick aggressive. You say accurate. It's fine. It is totally fine.
Lee says he's adopted from Cozad. I'm 5'8" and would have played for Nebraska, but I lack the size, speed, and ability.
Oh, is that it? A lot of heart, though.
He was right there. He was
Right there. You see this heart?
It's like me. The only thing that kept me from being a professional athlete was being a 5'9" Indian kid not being good enough. So
I remember B-Ho, he almost snapped on me one day. I think it was the straw that broke his camel's back when he wanted to move out. But I'm not a big dishes in the sink guy.
Oh, okay.
And we had a dishwasher, and there was a left side and a right side, and the right side was for cleaning, a little nozzle. Even back then, before they had all the cool stuff, it was, it's not attached to the faucet like some of the cool little sinks now. And it was like day 3 of the same dishes in that sink. So I put him in his room. Man, you'd have thought.
Like put him in his bed?
You'd have thought I kicked his dog, man. This dude was steaming.
Willie Beeman?
He's like, just not right, man. It's disrespectful. You don't respect me. I was like, hey, man, respect the kitchen. All right. That was on 44th and Layden. That was the beginning of the end. It was after year 3, man. I kind of worn out my welcome.
You're like, yeah, you might be done with me.
Man, I had to say something yesterday. I'm like, another 6 inches? Man, there's a washer right there. What are we doing?
We're right here. We out here, right?
Man, the struggle is real. It is so real. So I want to get in. I still didn't send them to Rico. I'm sorry, man. They're coming.
It's all right. You send them to Rico. I'll set up the show real quick. Coming up today.
Look, he had to send me a reminder. Hey, man, you sending me something? Hey,
No
he
problem.
did. He did. I was joking. I didn't even open it yet. He goes,
He actually did.
you going to send me those numbers? Question mark. Damn, bro, I'm on it. You hear I'm talking. That was pretty special. I can't believe I forgot that. I'm kicking him out. I say that every day, and then he does something good.
Coming up on the show today, we got Brian Edwards, our Vegas insider. We're going to talk a few Big Ten win totals with B this week.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
Yeah.
Do you like was I selfish
What?
that I got to pick the
No, we had talked about it.
Yeah, I just felt like I made the executive decision.
that's
I was
okay.
like, well, Ravi may want
No, it's okay.
UCLA or
Well, we got plenty of time to talk to B before the season starts.
yeah,
I'm okay.
I want him to have a couple of those teams that you're high on. I just want him to pee all in your Wheaties.
That's fine.
I mean, that's what I'm on.
Well, listen, if he won every time, he wouldn't be talking to us.
Wow. What if he did it out of the kindness of his heart? I mean, maybe.
We're out here, right?
Wow.
I'm
going to tell him you said that.
I'll tell him I said that. I'm the guy that trolls him about Billy Napier every chance I get. You think I'm afraid to say something to him?
So they added a new list to the hot seat name yesterday on one of my
Well, the shows you
listen,
to?
Eric, I'm usually really he's right. Eric's right, man. I'm momentarily distracted.
You usually are very good at multitasking.
I know I
on
can
there.
do a ton.
You're much better at it than I am.
But for whatever the reason, in my head, I thought I hit send.
You also are, although you're much better than I feel like you've gotten better at texting.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not your strongest suit. So you had kind of a couple like clashing things. Like you're really good at multitasking. You're not great at texting, and those kind of butted heads right there.
I don't. This dude is over here like Mike Mayock or something, giving me the breakdown. 6'1" corner with good length and range, kind of a box guy, but I mean, I don't need all that.
I like doing talent evals. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, that's cute. That's cute. So I'm thinking to myself, just being around the stadium yesterday and the guys and some of their workouts and all the cool stuff that they're doing around there. I'm further convinced that it's going to be all the C's: camaraderie, chemistry, culture, commitment. I don't know when's the first time I'll use like an actual physical attribute, but I do like the direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't give me the whole One Direction bubblegum boy band crap. I like the direction.
Yeah.
That those guys are moving.
I mean, yeah, you're preaching to the choir over here. Like I'm not sitting here and telling people what I believe about this team strictly based on like I'm the one that have sat here for years and said, hey, this hasn't been a talent issue for the most part. There's been a talent gap.
Well, look no further than the rankings.
Yeah.
Because that D-line, it's not – I was going to say significantly more talented.
I think it is.
It is more talented, though.
I think it is.
I'm gonna say that,
and deeper.
But they were so stinking good. So I sound like a ding dong.
They were effective last year.
But the upside is incredible.
But they weren't disruptive, really. And they haven't been for a long time. Nebraska's not had a disruptive defensive line for a long time.
So they're going. Handful of the guys are going golfing yesterday, and Coach Rule is going to go play. And you've seen RVP, right?
Mm-hmm.
How far do you think, if Coach Rule is accurate, how far do you think Van Poppel can hit a golf ball?
Ooh, he's a good athlete. Played baseball too, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that's a big guy. I'm going to say he can drive it like 300.
Okay. He doesn't – Coach Rule's typically not – he doesn't exaggerate a ton.
Sure.
He goes – I said, is he too stiff? I can't remember how I phrased it. He goes, he's 355, 365, 370 easy.
Ooh. I was going to say 350. I mean, those big guys, they can hit it.
He just said it like it just casually rolled off the tongue. I'm like, do you know how far that is?
That's wild.
Do you know how far that is?
But if you're that
and if he has control on that, I mean, then that's solid
so
right
that's
there.
the thing, though. If you're that big and you have the mobility to actually swing a golf club, you can crush that thing.
Yeah. And a lot of those guys can golf, too. I mean, he was going golfing with Bodie. I was like, you're going to get dealt, man. Bodie can swing it. Suck up?
Yeah.
Hey. Dude's probably a scratch golfer.
Really? I just like that.
I'm like, if you're playing your own ball, man, you better find a way to get that guy. I don't know, change the format. Get that guy on your team.
Gonna have to kick it a little bit.
Bodie can swing it.
Yeah, I like that a lot of those guys, especially on the defensive line, can do other stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Brian asked a good question because was this Sam's argument?
This has been almost everybody's argument against the defensive line. Are they too small?
Okay. Is it?
No.
I don't hear it.
Oh.
I heard it from Sam when he gave the analogy of lining it up and tanking it at him. You said that's everybody's argument. I don't know if is it everybody's argument? Who are you talking to that I'm not?
I feel like
who's everybody?
Talked to multiple people who've brought that up about the size.
Am I not paying attention?
No, I think Sam sticks out the most because he was the most aggressive about it.
Well, who else?
I thought Bruntz has said something.
Names.
Bruntz. I think Bruntz has said something similar.
Aren't we talking to him today?
And I think Schaefer has as well. I could be. You're better at remembering details than I am, so I might be cross-pollinating here.
Well, now Brian has me curious. Are they too small?
No, they're not.
Man, Van Pop is huge.
They're not too small. Elijah Judy's not a small guy.
No.
They're not too small. Also, they're not going to be asked to do the same things that Ty and Nash were. It's going to be different. Also, and we had this discussion.
Why am I so in thought about something I think I know?
I'm
like going through this mental exercise.
Because that's the only thing that I think could possibly keep them from being really good. Is if they actually are too small. I don't think they are. Here's the other thing, though. How many teams, and we brought this up when Sam said it, how many teams in the Big Ten are actually going to try and do that to you? And I believe we went through the schedule. I could do it again real quick if you'd like. How many teams on Nebraska's schedule are actually going to try it and
No, I
run it
know.
down
I
your
think we
throat?
came up with maybe 3 at the most.
I thought it was you're right. It was 3 because we included Minnesota. It was Michigan, Minnesota, Iowa.
Yeah.
Nebraska's got better players than Minnesota. I know that they've beaten us, but Nebraska's got better players than Minnesota.
I feel like I always have to slap your hand.
No, it's
but
fine.
I'm trying not to be violent anymore.
You also know it's true. Minnesota's won on culture and chemistry, not on talent. That's how Minnesota's beaten Nebraska. When they rolled up here with 13 guys during COVID, it wasn't a talent issue why Nebraska lost that game. Nebraska's been in a position to win almost every single game against Minnesota.
By the way,
it's not a talent issue.
I've been watching, and I'm not going to be hyper. This isn't a criticism, but I get the fanfare with Parrish. I do. But the way he gets to be utilized in that back end, credit to that coaching staff too. Collins and those guys on how to use him, because you watch how they happen. I'm like,
Scheme.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna because he's very savvy.
Right. You still have to be capable to take advantage of being put in the right position.
It's not as stressful as some defenses that play different fronts.
For him personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think is going to allow him to. That's why he's going to play flip over and play some offense.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Good ball skills.
There are very few guys. There's very few guys that can moonlight, and you're like, ooh, game plan.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Travis Hunter was obviously a unicorn.
Yeah.
Which is
there's a reason.
Hence the onesies, right?
There's a reason.
You don't remember?
No, I do.
You don't remember the unicorn onesie?
I do remember that.
I bet he should have done an endorsement deal with that company because I bet a lot of people went out and bought the unicorn onesie after he would game in those.
Yeah. He wore a bunch of different ones, but the unicorn one is the one that went viral.
Unicorn was way better than the Pokemon.
Yeah, he did go Pokemon too, didn't he?
Yeah. Although I'd like to be Pikachu. Pikachu.
My man.
Pikachu pimp.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. I'm just going back to Rodney Pamphlet.
I'm just saying.
From yesterday.
61's too low on the D line.
You're going to be okay.
And they're not too small. That's it. That's all I need to say.
They're
not too small.
I don't know why I went into that thought process.
Oh, because somebody brought up Phil Steele and the defensive line.
No, that's too small. Like I see these guys on the reg.
Yeah, they're not too small.
Every one of them is like bigger than.
This is a good group.
I mean, okay. So who did I really, really, really like along the defensive line? Right? You mentioned Jared Craig. Obviously, Sue, who was the biggest of the bunch. Although,
do we remember what Sue played at?
He's a 290.
Yeah,
I think Sue was a 290 guy.
Yeah, I think 300 tops.
I think 300 in the league.
Yes, but I mean, like at Nebraska, I think the highest.
Yeah, Bo got him down a little bit. I think 290.
Yeah. So again, not huge for that spot.
I just look at all the really, really good ones. Like JP was. I mean, even Christian was like in the high 280s. Jason was low 280s, high 270s.
I was gonna say 275. I thought one of them was.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Which Christian's younger, right?
No, Christian's older.
Didn't Jason come in at like 230?
Nah, I would say probably 260.
Okay, then he might be lying in his book a little bit, but I think he says he comes in lighter in his book.
He was light.
Okay.
230 though? He's 230 now.
All right. Pre-redshirt season, maybe?
I'm gonna ask him.
Maybe I'm misremembering the book.
You probably are.
I could be misremembering.
I'll ask him real quick.
I thought it said he came in significantly. I thought he put on like 50 pounds to get to where he needed to go. I could be wrong though.
You think I can multitask?
I shouldn't have said lie. That was aggressive. I am most likely misremembering.
Yeah, I hate the word.
That was my bad.
I'm not offended.
I'm just saying. They've got
what do I call him in my phone? Which is 80% of the problem when I want to text people quickly. Is if I've given you a nickname.
So, let's take Elijah Judy for example.
Okay. He listed around 300. I don't think he should be playing at that. That's just my own personal
listed
opinion.
now at 285.
That's about right. It's what he needs to be. That's
big enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think Sua Lafotu is going to play?
He could. I kind of quietly like him.
I do too.
Maybe more as a person.
How big do you think he is?
Oh, he's grown. He's one of those all frame change guys. I will say, are these rosters updated?
I believe so. If they've got my guy Judy at 285, I believe they're updated.
I'm gonna say
because he was listed at 300 last year.
I'm gonna say 200, 280,
295.
Okay, he does look good.
He's big. Let's see who else we got here. Gabe Moore, transfer in from Mississippi State, who I think a lot of people forget about.
He's got a weird body type.
He's tall.
I'm usually good at this. I'm gonna go. Is it on a 0 or a 5 or are the numbers?
Yeah, all 0s or 5s.
290.
He is right at 290. 6'4", 290. Let's do Dylan Parrott.
I kind of low-key like him.
He's a big dude.
300?
315.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
You think Tyson Terry's going to play this year?
I do not.
Okay. I'll skip him.
He just got to he's just got to
He's got to rehab.
Rehab.
So, no, I understand. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Riley Van Poppel. How big do you think Riley Van Poppel is?
RVP is 300, and if it says anything less, they're fibbing.
It says 6'5", 290.
Man, he's a monster.
Do you have any idea?
His lats and his traps are like 60 pounds. When he squats, it's nowhere near his shoulders. It's like up behind the back of his head. He just puts them on his traps.
Yeah.
It's like, that'd be nice. Because that's the only time squats hurt you is when they roll down kind of towards the base of your neck.
Yeah.
He don't worry about that. He just sets it on the little ridge.
You got to have him on traps.
It's silly.
Do you know what Ty Robinson checked in on at the combine?
Yeah, Ty was light. 287. 6'5",
288.
Yeah.
Riley Van Poppel.
Dude, am I sick? Am I not? Shane, play the numbers game with your boy. Play with your guy.
Riley Van Poppel is listed at 6'5", 290. He is literally the exact same size as Ty Robinson.
He's so explosive too.
That's the thing is I know how explosive Ty is. I'm not saying Riley's as good as he is. What I'm saying is physically, I don't think there's a huge difference there.
And the guy that's probably the most physically impressive, and I know Keanu Davis. He's not.
Because he's not huge. Who?
Don't even remotely form your lips to undersell Keanu Davis's frame. If I could pick anyone, on their frame to look like, I might pick KD
for sure. But he's not.
The guys were telling a funny story.
He's not going to tip at 290.
You know he lives by himself in a 2-bedroom. Keanu. Oh yeah.
I kind of like that.
Cheap. His frame look like if you ask Foreman or JP or some of those guys, they probably would pick his frame. But the freakiest frame belongs to my man coming from Missouri. Because his arms.
Oh yeah.
Like
I didn't even bring up any of the guys that were lighter, like the guys that I thought were going to play outside.
He can scratch his shins without bending at the waist. And his bicep, he has like these Dwayne Harris biceps. Like his biceps are a good 1.5 feet.
Oh, like the muscle belly's super long?
Yeah.
Dude, those are crazy.
Like, he makes me think of Debo.
Yeah.
Dwayne, I'm telling you, the joke, it was like this.
Yeah.
And his wingspan, I mean, he's freaky.
Yeah, absolutely.
That frame is sensational.
You can get that guy to go.
He looks like Peppers.
Julius?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just
huge.
He's just a long.
He's like 6'7", 260.
I don't know. Our rankings are up. Oh, he gave the players are on there.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Suave's just showing off.
Your guy Puerto's in his bag.
I can't go with that.
You can if you want to.
How about Austin almost falling off the table revisiting the nickname thing? If you get a nickname, you're in the fam.
Yeah.
If like you just are.
Tree of trust.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just your initials, but that's cool.
I still don't have a nickname.
Yeah. What do I call you?
L3 sometimes?
Sometimes it's L3, but what's my other one?
Dummy?
Poop for brains? No, sometimes I say Ravi.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's funny because I don't even hear it anymore. Like it doesn't even process as you're not saying my name right.
Yeah, I never do. Which is fine. That's the way you want it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, the body types are the body types are very, very interesting.
I'm just saying that defensive line is going to be really good.
I hope you're right.
I'm gonna stand on business, and I will take victory laps.
You're gonna be.
I'm gonna be insufferable if they go 10-2 like I predicted, and the defensive line is disruptive and good. I'm gonna be marching all over this place.
Yeah, I'll be probably tickled because
they had a great year.
It'll be a fun season to cover, but I'll probably have to.
Oh, you're gonna get super annoyed with me
because that doesn't fit my.
I know.
It doesn't fit my personality type.
Yeah.
I called a player yesterday.
One of us is a Leo and one of us isn't.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you rep the Leo tough. We I pegged TK's birth sign.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Pegged it.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
And strong traits for his sign.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, I had to call a player yesterday And I know he thinks I'm crazy, but he knows me so well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, before I get on you, I'm watching 7-on-7, and there's no volume.
Yeah.
I'm just watching your body language. What are you out there saying? And you can just hear his collective sigh. Well, I said, hey, knock it off. Knock it off. Like, and I didn't want to, like, I'm not a party pooper, but gotta be better. And games are a lot more intense. I'm gonna need you to calm down. I'm not taking 15s because you're a nut job.
Yeah.
Gonna have to go ahead and simmer down a little bit.
Yeah, come on, keep it up.
I got you, Coach.
Got it done at summer.
I got you. I'm gonna need you when you watch film in the morning as a team. I need you to take some ownership and say, hey, you know what? I'll be better.
Lock in a little bit.
Giving you the answers to the test, big fella. He's certifiable though. He's your favorite.
Oh,
yeah,
Q?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't have.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything bad about him.
Monster.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, that's. I told you this last year when I watched you guys. He's the guy that jumped out on defense the most to me.
He's so mean.
Really good.
Like
really good. I don't know.
It's almost too much.
I can see that. Sometimes it's hard to like rein some of those guys in.
Even if, like, for fun, when you sub out and stuff, it's like he'll 15 times. Can I go back in? No.
That's what you want, though.
It is.
It's way better than the alternative.
It is.
Way better than the alternative.
It's auto default. When he's going through his deals, it's like, DB, get him. Don't nobody else even mess with him. I'm telling you, dude is going to have if he stays healthy.
I like that dude. I don't know physically what he projects to in terms of college levels, but that dude's good.
Hey, can I ask you one more thing before you take a break?
Yeah.
Are we okay with, and they got their presser coming up with Bud and Canelo, and we're going to get into this pretty good leading up to it. Are you okay with the Netflix thing? Does it just matter who's on the commentating?
Yeah, I mean, the call is what matters. I love that it's available widely. I love that because that's honestly, this goes back years. I don't even think you know this about me. One of the things that I think
you wear pink boxers?
No. One of the things that
Polka dot.
No. Favorite
colors teal.
No, I mean I do like coastal, but not that much.
Big Schnall guy. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
One of my things about boxing, because I genuinely really like boxing, is I feel like it's hurt itself by not being available to the masses for the big fights.
Yeah, you don't want to know he's fighting at like 2 a.m. because he's overseas.
Because he's overseas. And I don't want to, like having it used to be 40, now it's 60, now it's 80, now it's $100 to watch one of these fights. That's not accessible to a lot of people, especially if you're casual.
So everybody's on Netflix?
I mean, it's $10 a month or $12. It's way more accessible than $100 for one fight.
Wasn't the Tyson fight on Netflix?
It was. It was terrible.
It was horrible.
Awful.
This is arguably the second worst streaming experience I've ever had.
Yeah. What was the first?
I sat through a bad movie once.
Oh, okay. Was it Flint?
Yeah.
I got the name right. How impressed are you?
Yeah, it's better than Russian Rambo.
That's what it was, though.
And listen, I should get some royalties if people hearing us regurgitate that or repurpose that over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And they've all of a sudden like clicked on it to stream. Nobody else is watching that.
You want some checks?
Yeah. Yeah. Even if it's, I'd take $20.
Yeah.
I'd take somebody to eat for that.
No, I'm excited that it's on Netflix. It's more widely available. I was really because listen, I'm gonna pay for it or I'm gonna watch it one way or another, but I think it goes a long way for the sport and honestly for Bud getting his name more widely recognized by just randos watching on Netflix.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
He couldn't care less about that.
I know he couldn't.
He is.
I care though.
I think in the boxing community, he's held with as much reverence in the sport as anyone, and I think he's okay with that.
I would agree.
I think he's okay with that.
I'm just I just want my guy to get his paper, Bigger your name is, more money you get.
Yeah. TB, I'm with you. You see the room he's talking about?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I'm not worried about the front seven even a little bit.
My man Tim said, I am very excited about the linebacker room.
Agreed.
Am too.
I mean, the guy that we haven't talked about that much because he's not a defensive lineman, and that's where most of my attention
Shavers?
is. Dude, Shavers is I'm convinced Shavers is going to be a monster.
Yeah.
That dude is full on
Again,
wrecking ball.
mean-spirited and enjoys playing.
Wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Like that dude and McGahee are going to be problems.
Yeah.
And they're going to be problems real fast.
I hope. Forgetting about McCullough. There's a lot of guys.
That's what I mean, too. The depth is actually really good.
We'll see.
McCullough's a good player who's been productive at major conference level, and we don't even talk about him.
I know.
Williams and Nwaneri, in any other year, we'd be losing our minds because he was like the 10th best player in the country last year.
Mm-hmm.
He is a Dylan Raiola level recruit at defensive end, which is a spot that we have struggled at almost as much as quarterback. And he's forgotten. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. This unit's going to be good.
You're not about to let me board the hype train. It's still the middle of June.
That's fine.
I need to temper my enthusiasm.
I'm like,
like Rodney Pamphlet.
It's the summer. I'm like one of those, those Coors Light commercials where the train comes in, and that's me. I'm the hype train. I'm just driving right on through the summer.
Yeah. Hey, Shane, can you see that television over there?
I cannot.
This is kind of cruel. Does Travis Hunter give you Predator vibes, or is it just because I've been watching?
No, a little
Predator?
bit. The way his face is like shaped.
I know I've been watching a lot of Predator. I apologize because that's probably not a term of endearment, but he gives me Predator vibes.
That's fine. You know who really looked like Predator?
Who?
This is a weird pull.
Who?
And I think it was just the dreads more than anything. That's Predator, right? The one that has like the tentacles coming off that kind of look like dreads?
Yes.
So like Xavier Lee from Florida State.
That's your boy.
I love that dude.
Did you think he was going to be a better quarterback than he was? Because he rots.
Rots is aggressive.
Xavier Lee or Jamal Lord?
Xavier Lee.
What?
Jamal Lord had the better career. If I'm taking a quarterback today, I want Xavier Lee. Xavier Lee was a better thrower than Jamal Lord was.
Okay. How'd that work out for him?
Listen, it didn't. It's fine.
You're such a semen hole honk.
Listen, a couple things happened here. Number one.
I don't think you can say that.
Honk?
Oh, my bad.
Number one, a couple things happened here. Late stage Bobby Bowden wasn't great. All right, we had some problems there. Number two, they brought in Drew Weatherford at the same time. They ran an offense that fit Drew Weatherford better than it did Xavier Lee. In the right situation, Xavier Lee would have been way better. And in the transfer portal era, he'd have ended up somewhere else and been really good. I'll die on that hill.
Wow.
Xavier Lee could ball.
The extrapolation.
Listen.
Hey, by the way, and I know we got to take a break. So your girl during before the show yesterday for Husker Sports Nightly.
Oh, yeah. Jess?
She was so animate about Holgorsen not getting his respect.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the fly, she went through like 5 different statistical quarterbacks and basically looked at me and was like, do you need more? No, I'm good. I'm good.
Of like guys Holgorsen had coached?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Graham Harrell.
Yeah.
The Graham Harrell Crabtree. Harrell 2 years in a row. Whedon. Geno Smith. Case Keenum. And she's like, yeah, I didn't have time to really get into it, but I mean, do you think people need more in terms of the disrespect? I was like, no, we're good.
What did I say yesterday?
He's never been bad at this.
Been doing it for decades, and he's never been bad at it. At no point has he ever been bad.
I was like,
at offensive football.
She just was going through this role, and I was like, that's pretty good.
You know what we do is you have a guy that like has 1 or 2 pretty good quarterbacks.
It's better than you think, and you're on his jockstrap.
Yeah.
It's better than you think.
But so many of these offensive coordinators, they have 1 or 2 good guys that are pretty good, and we're like, oh, quarterback guru. Incredible. And Dana's out here just like pumping out dudes year after year after year, program after program after program, and we're like, well, I don't know about Dana.
I don't think that's what we're saying.
I don't really know about
Dana. You Rip Van Winkle, man? You just got up.
Don't matter to me.
That's why I needed the C4 this morning. Need a little pep. I don't know about Dana. I just,
I had to stop at the gas station in Lincoln yesterday. You know what I kind of low key like?
This dude got here, and 4 days later, the offense.
We'll talk
looked
about
better.
it later. It's
Sorry.
cool.
What do you really like at the gas station?
You're on a mini rant because we got to defend your guy. Let's go.
He showed up last fall, and 4 days later, the offense looked markedly better. Like literally like 4 days. He just showed up one day and was like, hey, do this better. Not just the offense. He got these receivers who couldn't block me, and all of a sudden they're out there blocking on the perimeter. He's got them in lockstep immediately in like less than a week.
That's all.
And
I get it.
it's not really an exaggeration. It's really
fine.
not.
No,
At
man.
most, it's 10 days. At most.
Have your moment.
Okay?
Yeah.
At most, it's a week and a half. I'm maybe exaggerating by 4 or 5 days. That's it,
No,
which
he's-
is still bonkers.
He's pretty good.
And then we've got a full-ass offseason with a no longer true freshman quarterback. I don't think anybody would disagree it's a better wide receiver core, right?
On paper.
Yeah. We've got
Although, like, I think you kind of poo-poo 587 for Banks, and we didn't really love him.
yeah, that's fine.
That offense was not good at times last year.
It wasn't. 587 for Banks is fine. You've got 2 guys that did that last year at other places. You got Barney, who almost did that last year here. Like, Banks was a nice player. I think Hunter's a better version of Banks.
And
You get Dan Key. And you get your Corey Barney. And we haven't talked about Cortez Mill or anybody else.
You're sleeping on
Who?
Bonner.
Dude, Bonner's my guy. I'd love it if Bonner actually popped off. I've been talking about Bonner for 3 years.
We got a really good tight end room, too.
So I'm supposed to sit here and believe that after a full offseason and all that stuff I talked about, that they're not going to be better?
It's a full-ass offseason.
A full-ass offseason?
Yeah.
That Dana Holgerson's not going to do the same thing that Dana Holgerson has always damn done?
Unhinged Ravi's a funny dude.
I'm just saying.
As we just blew through every stop sign on a 56-minute open.
Hey, I think that's 2 days in a row. We'll be back more at Sports
We
Live.
need help.
I'm Ravi Lulla.
I'm Kenny Bell.
We're here from Hurrdat Sports. Don't worry, Metro Transit has you covered right here on the ballpark bus. Gonna run from right here down by the stadium, north of downtown, all the way up to Dodge Street, making a circle to drop you off wherever you need to go.
Oh, beautiful. So what's it cost?
It is free. It runs every 10 minutes, and it'll run almost all day until an hour after the last game. Or Kenny, if you're like me, you don't want to deal with driving downtown at all, Metro Transit has you covered there too. You can park out at West Roads for free and get a ride downtown through Orbit.
That's right. They added an extra Orbit stop at 10th and Capitol. Only $1.25. Fills up after the game. Quick, nice service right back out to West Roads.
$250 round trip, can't beat it.
And free parking? You kidding me?
Plan your trip or track your bus at myride.ometro.com.
Or download the MyRide OMA app.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Hurrdat Sports is pleased to bring you the NEB Prep 77th State Championship this year, hosted by Bellevue West, June 16th and 17th of 2025. June 16th, the first day, will be pool play. 18 teams from across the state battling it out for this trophy. On June 17th will be the championship game at 3 p.m. Bracket play will begin at 10 a.m. on June 17th. We'll see you there.
Give me that shit that we getting Rico. Big money, those
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Don't forget, I know we were talking about traffic a little earlier this morning. Got to keep those eyes focused and straight ahead. If that had happened, maybe DB doesn't have a little fender bender this morning. We're glad he's okay, though. But that's why you got to pay attention. Road conditions are a little bit dicey out there sometimes. Make sure
Just
you're not distracted.
the traffic, man.
It is. It's
the road fixing and all of that stuff.
You got unprepared for stops where you got to hit those brakes a little quicker than normal.
I saw one of the single greatest things ever potentially, and it didn't go the way that I wanted it to.
This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. What's that?
Oh, well, I had to bypass Harrison.
Yeah.
And get off on 144th and come back. Well, 2 highway patrolmen were getting on as I was.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was admiring one of the gentleman's tattoos, he had an arm sleeve on. I'm like, is that just a police thing? Like, I think ink is part of the job. But anyway.
It didn't used to be.
He was talking to his buddy, and this truck comes along their left hand, and he's blocked. The truck can't really see the motorcycles because they're in tandem, and the two of them, and they're in front of another truck. How about my man trying to invent his own zipper merge? And I was like, ooh, please, sweet baby Jesus, do it in front of the police. Please, sweet baby Jesus. I was like, ooh, I got to watch this. I'm like, damn it. He sped up. Then you saw the brake lights come on. He kind of eased his way in. I was like, damn it. I know I wasn't cheering for his downfall, but and you could see the guys talking to each other. Because, I mean, those guys that ride motorcycles, they're clearly really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be terrified. It's like swaying and rocking, and they're tapping each other and talking with their hands, and they're not on the, I almost said steering wheel. They're not on the handles. I'm like, God, you guys are nuts.
Yeah, I'm not about that life.
Just no sleeves, police polo. I'm like, I need shoulder pads, a helmet, elbow pads.
You'd like the full leather get up to protect the arm.
Listen, your boy would ride one of those things in a plastic bubble.
I'm not even then. I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
It just looks scary.
Yeah, I'm not about that life.
But there's another little dude on a crotch rocket this morning early.
Mm-hmm.
Blew by me on 90th heading north.
Yeah.
So from Center to Pacific. My man, he got his knee about 3 inches from the ground.
I was like damn near horizontal.
I'm like, how?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He was I think he either he had one of those vests on his backpack with like these super dirty boots. I'm like, is that dude late to the site? Like, why are you going so fast?
Trying to get there, man.
Well, you can get some cool helmets. I mean, they're comparable to hockey goalie helmets. I mean, you can get some cool helmets for motorcyclists.
You like those?
I
Who
do
you
like
think
this.
paints those guys' helmets in hockey? They are sweet.
They are pretty sweet.
Bobrovsky's is real tough. The Panther.
Yeah.
You taking him tonight?
I kind of want the Oilers to even it up.
Why? You want to see a long series?
Yeah, I want to see a long, interesting series.
Give me the number.
Also, I'm kind of
Panthers in 6.
I mean, I want the Oilers to win.
Okay, well, dude,
if they don't even it up tonight, they ain't gonna win.
Well, yeah, that's
who needs to win more. The Oilers or OKC?
Oh, OKC needs to win more.
Wow,
OKC's in trouble.
Okay, stop.
No, OKC's in trouble.
Knock it off.
Listen, they're shooketh.
Yeah. 4-2, it's a wrap.
They're winning 3 straight?
Yeah.
They're not winning in Indiana on Friday.
Okay. $20?
Yeah.
I'm plus 60?
Yeah, you're up. Yeah. You're up 60 right now.
That restaurant I aforementioned?
Yeah.
I need about 6 more of these, and we're going.
How many people are we taking?
2. Oh, I mean, it's $140 to sit down. Don't get it twisted.
No,
Yeah, we're on.
No points, nothing. Straight up winner.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you nuts?
Nope.
God, I want to double down, but I don't want to get greedy.
I'll do 20.
Let's ride. Yeah. Let's go.
Indiana straight up.
Crackhead. Free DB.
Cracky DB or Cracky McGee.
I've never been so confident.
That's fine.
By the way, you know what the best thing the Oilers have going for them?
The who?
Edmonton.
The Oilers.
I said the Oilers.
Shane, I love you, man. You're my dude.
Pamphlet.
Rodney.
What's up, Shane?
He's so mad.
is half the
By
guys.
the way, we'll draft golfers later after we talk to Jonathan Rathouz.
Half the guys on Florida are going to be unrestricted free agents, so they don't have to play them
So
next year.
I asked you in passing it feels like months ago now. I'm like, is what happened to Tampa Bay eventually going to happen to Florida?
I would say yes.
The cap is tough.
It is. The cap
I mean, they'll get
because there's no wiggle room.
They'll get a guy back, but I mean, to get all those guys back, that's going to be tough.
And a big deal is like $6 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how your players don't get paid like
I'm
some
like,
of these other guys do. Yeah.
I don't know, man. My man Magnum TA, he likes my nicknames.
Let's get Cody here. Wants to talk a little Husker football.
Ooh, not wrestling?
You can call us 888-638-4876. Sometimes I think people forget we have a phone line because I forget we have a phone line sometimes.
Well, we never say the number.
Yeah, I'm working on it. We'll try and get better.
We're just poor. I mean, mechanically, we don't do anything right.
That's where the magic happens. Cody, what's going on, bud?
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up, Buttercup?
You guys saved him. I just have you saved my phone as coffee and cream, so I don't have to remember the number.
Hadn't been that for a minute, bud.
My man.
Yeah, well, you guys also haven't had Andrew forever, and when you're sitting there on hold, it still says email Andrew at Hurrdatsports.com.
Oh, it does?
Oh, yeah, it still says listen to us live on 590 KFOR.
Oh, we need to get one of the smart guys. Get Austin or somebody.
Hey, Rico, Austin, can you talk to somebody about that? Thank you.
Austin will have that thing fixed in like 2 seconds.
Hey, Damon, don't you love a text at 10 o'clock about Bigfoot?
Yeah. So here's the thing. And you got what I was saying, though, and I was like, can I at least get some pictures?
Give me a
Allegedly,
picture
there was a Bigfoot footprint sighting in northeast Nebraska.
Oh.
Up by Crofton. And I'm like,
yeah,
Crawford. Bud.
Yeah.
Terrence. Somebody. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Up there in the northeastern corner. Can somebody just take a picture? If you're going to go into detail about, it just rained and it's a bigger than.
You're going to give me a 2-minute TikTok. At least give me a photo. I only have attention.
Dude, I hate that so much,
My
Cody.
man.
When they start talking about something, it's like, have you seen this? It's like, hey, give me the photo or STFU.
They don't get me anymore. Your boy fast forwards.
Yeah.
I will drag that cursor.
Yeah.
You are not getting my eyeball time.
Man. It makes me so mad.
Hey, and then secondly, is there an update on Phil Steinforth this morning? Like, is he going to be good to go today, or?
I didn't hear what you said.
Is there an update on Phil Steinforth this morning?
No. So Rico and I had this conversation. He's hoping it's a cramp. I told him it didn't look good.
It did. Oh, the way he started screaming and grabbing that hamstring.
I'm like, I said, Rico, the eternal optimist. Hope it's a cramp. I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. That was
second place. But dang.
That was kind of DC sniperish, right? It was like, I don't know.
I mean, he looked like a flailing duck out there. My Husker football questions is obviously I have an affinity for our new running back that moved over from linebacker.
Yeah.
But that brings me to who the heck's going to play linebacker besides Shavers?
So you've got hyphenated last name.
You're not going to put Dawson Merritt in there as a starter right away, right?
Watson Trent?
No.
That's who you're talking. Watson Trent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't call him hyphenated last name. Is that disrespectful?
No, in case everybody didn't know who you're talking about.
Oh.
I'm trying to help out the people.
I don't believe a word of that.
You can talk about who. You can say him whatever you want.
So you got Watson Trent, you got Buddha Wright, you've got and I forget his name, and I shouldn't because he's terrorized the whole planet since predicting he was going to start from day one. The greatest story they got going right now.
Bauer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Bauer, you've got Shavers, you've got McGahee. You got that room will be just fine. And you got a fantastic
That's a freshman.
Yeah.
McCullough's technically a linebacker.
Yeah. I think Merritt's got a ways to go. But that young class is good. Christian Jones, Merritt, like those guys.
Pierce is good.
Yeah, Mooberry's a stud. Mooberry's quietly.
Where's Mooberry going to play?
Wherever he wants to.
That dude can play anywhere. That dude's so good. I'm just like, that dude's a football player.
So you want a funny, non-funny?
Is Ochoa playing linebacker?
Quick story. Ochoa, he can rush the
like
pass.
Edge.
He might be one of the better stories too.
Ochoa's good.
He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that dude's good.
And still learning.
Yeah.
He wears the 22 well. He looks sleek.
Mm-hmm.
He's long. Good pull on the jaw. I think Merritt's going to be an outside guy. He's coming off the shoulder surgery and he missed a ton of time.
He can run though, like that.
Yeah, he can.
Like
run.
he's a sideline to sideline.
He can run.
Yeah,
he can run.
Yeah,
they'll be okay.
And then when you were talking about D line, one guy that he actually ended up getting a little bit of playing time towards the end of last year, our boy Mason Goldman.
Yeah. I was waiting for Ravi to say him because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was mostly talking about interior guys, size wise.
Yeah. Yeah. Mason's a stud.
Mason's still a little lighter.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Jess saw AJ in her complex. She thinks they might be neighbors.
Really?
Wouldn't that be hilarious? I'm praying so. I'm like, hopefully she's not just messing with me, but yeah, she's gonna grab him this week. I'm fascinated to see what Ferrari says.
My joke going with the Any Wrestle guys is, who's got a bigger ego on that campus, AJ or Dylan? Can Lincoln hold that much ego?
Yeah, but Dylan is cool. Dylan is quiet with his. Dylan is like cool. AJ may beat you over the head with it. Hey, shoot, AJ's got some competition in his own locker room.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you think Raiola's going quietly anywhere?
Oh, no.
That dude is a killer. You think he eventually ends up at heavyweight, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Raiola?
Yeah.
I cannot wait to just to be a fly on the wall when you have Raiola and AJ going at it, with both of them having good length and both of them being a little bit hot-headed. That's gonna be. I mean, Manning's just gonna stick them in a corner and tell them to beat each other's heads.
Yeah, and have an ankle pick off.
So is AJ gonna stick at 197, or do we know what's gonna happen there?
I don't know.
He's gonna stay in heavyweight.
Hey, you like how he just casually said 230?
Yeah. I mean, he's always looked big at 97. It's like, how is this kid at 97?
Yeah. I'm excited.
All right, Cody.
I'm very excited.
All right,
boys.
All right,
Have a
buddy.
good
Be
one.
good.
Appreciate it as always.
Shane, we need to track down the Bigfoot lady. I heard she's like gotten into it. It's gotten real terse.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh, Harriet ain't having it. Like she went from this cute little cuddly story to
not about that life.
Like a bona fide terror.
Oh, she's all about that life.
Hey, you think you wait till we get her.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it at all.
She loved her some Shane. Last time we talked to Harriet, she was telling us how she found some. It reminded her of onyx, but it was kind of like tree bark. It was something dark and discolored, and she felt like that baby Bigfoot and mama Bigfoot were all, like communicating on through writing. I know you're like she's full of malarkey, but I'm telling you, she's legit. We have multiple listeners that go to the Bigfoot convention.
That's fine.
Dookie Clint is a Bigfoot aficionado.
That's fine.
I need Clint to call me.
Do you have anybody that's NFL like contract aficionados?
Whose language you trying to? So are you talking about Shamar Stewart?
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
Of what? The precedent?
First of all, Cincinnati's just being Cincinnati.
Yeah, they're.
This is not Shamar Stewart's fault.
No. Which originally, I'll be honest, when this first came out and we didn't know what the holdup was, I was convinced. It was on the rundown.
Yeah.
About me thinking Shamar Stewart's going to be a bust.
That was a minute ago.
Because,
sorry about that.
No, you're good. Because I'm sitting there and I go, well, we didn't know anything. I'm glad it never came up because I'd sound like an idiot now that we know more, right?
Just going in.
Yeah, because going in, I'm like, okay, this dude was not productive in college. He was picked strictly on traits, which is fine. I get that. But then to be a holdout, I was like, come on, man.
And be honest. His delivery pit against his look.
Yeah.
He comes across as condescending.
Yeah, he does. But now that you know what's going on, I'm like, oh, I kind of get it.
Yeah, because we totally stereotype. We see the braids, and
the thing for me, honestly,
his hands is kind of like
it's very casual.
It's tucked under his chin. He's very calm. You're like, he's like the dudes that won't show police their ID, right? He just keeps saying the same thing kind of over and over again. Like, is there an never mind. I'm not even going to go into it too much TikTok, but he comes across as though
like
he's purposely being obtuse.
Yeah, like he's too good for it, or he's above whatever's
Yeah.
happening.
This isn't Shamar's
but this is
fault.
a Cincinnati problem.
It's
so
it's
don't know what's
incredible.
going on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cincinnati's trying to not sneak. They're trying to wedge is the term that people are using. Trying to wedge language into the contract that if there is any default in the contract, that means just that for any reason Shamar Stewart doesn't live up to any parts of the contract, that's showing up to minicamp, OTAs, whatever, that it doesn't just void the guarantees for that year, it voids every guarantee for the remainder of the contract. Yeah. This is not something they've ever tried to do before. It's not. That's been reported. To my knowledge, it's not something that any other franchise does. This is a strictly weird Cincinnati thing that they're doing, and I haven't heard a good reason why. Like, why now? Why is this? And I get they're like trying to save money and trying to protect themselves. But like, if you picked this guy,
and you've already pissed Hendricks off.
Yeah. So who's gonna rush the passer for you, Cincinnati?
I don't know. They need to borrow somebody in New York. See that front?
Yeah.
With Burns, Thibodeau, and Abdul Carter?
Yeah. It's a little scary.
Oh.
It's a little scary. I'm a little scared.
Hey, people forget about B2.
Yeah.
Brian Burns is a
really good
monster.
He was from Carolina, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Really good.
He got paid.
Mm-hmm.
And say what you want about Thibodeau. Dude's pretty good.
Yeah, he's
pretty good.
Freaky.
Like,
got some freaky attributes.
I can't remember who posted the pic. I think Husker X's and O's sent it to me from Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the front four pass rushing. I'll tweet it out. Watch the spin move by Thibodeau. It's like
Thibodeau's good.
You watch him, and it's like you blink, and it's Louisiana Bayou.
Yeah,
I'm like,
their front is scary.
I'm like, best wishes.
And then they add Abdul Carter to that. That's
I am sending it out on social media.
Check out the Twitters
right now on Twitter. Watch this front four. And it's like, first of all, do you like my avatar on my Twitter pic?
What does it look like now?
It was me when I was chilling with Tupac last year when he came up to school.
Oh, yeah.
And he's giving the West Side look.
That's a good pick of you guys.
Yeah.
You guys look like buddies.
That T-shirt, he's only a medium.
He's not a huge guy.
Yeah, I had to get him the gear, and I was like,
compact.
I don't know if I said, are you sure?
Certainly doesn't have a Keona Davis frame.
No. I mean, did you see the spin? Did you see the spin move from Thibodeau?
Yeah. I'm watching it. That is that's a professional offensive lineman.
See how tight he stayed.
That's the thing
to the spin.
So a lot of people and running backs do this too. They get real loose with their moves.
Yeah, and I hate it.
And
thank you, Coach Solich.
I'll say you're traumatized.
Hey. And he wasn't afraid to cuss at you either. He's like, hey, can we lose the blankpin spin move? Go into contact like you've been coached? Sure.
Yes, sir.
I feel like I have a lot of it's not multiple choice, is it?
I feel like this feels like a rhetorical question.
I'm telling you, man, if I could elicit you know why I don't panic? Plenty of practice.
Yeah.
Watching that courtesy phone light up and ring on the bench, knowing they weren't going to say, hey, good job. You got a lot of practice keeping your cool.
You get any of those, it's like, hey, that was actually really nice. Well done.
Hey, 2-1, Coach Solich upstairs.
Okay.
He'd say it's, somebody else would have to get on the phone. I'm like, damn, glad that ain't me. Ha, Schuster. Damn, LP, what's he telling you? Oh, man, he just said, good job, man. Way to open up on my gate. I was like, of course he did. Of course he did.
Listen, you got to coach different guys differently.
LP, what did he say to you? Oh, man, he just said, be more patient and read the kick out on that sweep. But you scored. Yeah. He may just want to talk to me. You know how fastballs is. He's calling Frankie fastballs. I was like, who says this?
Hey, DB, what did he say to you? Can we lose?
Be better. Lose the effing spin move.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what did he check to there? Did he say 91-93 or 95-97? Because you looked a little hesitant in your stance. Who's watching that?
Frankie Fastball. That's who's watching
Bro,
that.
I got lined up. Knowing is half the battle. Yeah, that thing is terrifying. The person that had to hand you the phone, they'd give you the look too, like,
I'll say, because they probably answer and they know the tone.
Yeah, get me such and such.
Instead of, hey, can I talk to LP real quick?
Maybe that's why I hate the phone.
You are like, usually your people of your generation aren't as phone opposed as people of my generation. So that might be part of it. You might have some trauma.
Yeah, nothing good ever happened when people called me. They weren't saying, hey, how's your day? Do you need anything? It's more like, I'm going to need you to show up at such and such and such and such. Damn it.
Hey, can we lose the bleep and spin move?
Yeah, so I don't know. You know how many times I wanted to say that?
Spin move? It didn't affect my play.
Didn't affect my play.
Well,
you
you
look
gotta understand, though.
You did look a little hesitant lining up there, DB. What's the problem? Well,
Yeah.
Frankie fastball. You gotta understand.
I
though.
think it had something to do with James Darling snapped my neck like a crash test on me.
Yeah, when you spun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm trying not to get
Caught me mid spin, and he's like, you can't give him your back. And I was like having flashbacks to my dad wanting me to wrestle, and I was like, no bleep. That is back when I used to cuss too. I was terrible.
He's trying to get trying to keep you from getting decapitated out there, trying to help you out.
Nah, man, he didn't want to look bad.
What
I'm not coaching that guy. He made that up. He didn't get that from me. That's fine.
Don't matter to me.
What would he have done if you tried to pull a Saquon reverse hurdle on him?
Hey,
would you have ever played again?
I told you about UCLA.
You told me.
Diving over the pile, and Zadiska made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
And Coach Solis was like, can you just keep your feet on the ground?
Hey, keep your feet.
Why do I hate divers?
Because you're traumatized.
Yeah. Started with Zadiska, who ran and told.
Tattle.
Told.
Snitch.
Hey, you had the hole. I mean, I'm like, hey, man, 6 points, bro.
He's probably mad. Because when you dive over top, he probably makes it look like he didn't create the hole.
And he annihilated old boy on the down block.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I saw traffic. I'm like,
going over.
Just trying to get in, man.
Need that overpass. Whoop.
And when you land on your head, then your coach is doubly pissed. Can you just keep your feet on the ground?
Well, you got to understand, though.
I'm like, is it ever good enough? And you wonder why I'm anal.
No, I have a pretty good idea why.
Yeah. Just raised that way. Couldn't even talk at the dinner table. Raising my hand to
speak when spoken to
be excused. Of course I have issues. What did you want Shamar Stewart to do though? That's what I want. And I don't like him being asked the questions every day either.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not as bad as what Ben Johnson said about Luther Burden. Did you catch Ben Johnson talking about? Yeah, he misses a lot of time. I was like, wow, Luther. I'm just telling you. Get your butt out there.
It's not a good way to start.
Like coaches typically don't talk like that.
No, they don't.
And then he went into what he's like missing, and I tell these guys, hey, listen, you want to play, be available. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to be great. Mm-hmm. Just be available.
Yeah.
Yeah, these coaches are wild, and the younger they get, the more they're apt to communicate in a way that is a lot less coach speak.
Yeah, which I'm here for. I like it.
Of course you are.
Listen, what's my big thing?
Yeah, I've never been embarrassed in public, so you champion it.
I do this every day. Of course I've been embarrassed in public.
That is kind of why I can take being called out. It's happened quite a bit.
Like
you should pick up the paper and read.
I don't even know how to read.
Fudge. Yeah. But like, do we really have to put this in print? Is this an article now? I realize I didn't play well. The free world's going to read about it, huh?
We all saw it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
say. You not sad to see the demise of newspapers after that?
No, I cheer for those guys. Now you just get social media, and it's before the game's even over.
I like newspapers.
Me too.
I miss having a sports section.
I took this bad boy out yesterday and the day before during meetings, and I felt a little snickering and cheering. I said, hey, I'm old school. I take notes.
Sometimes I do feel like, especially if I'm trying to remember something, like physically writing it down helps me.
Yeah, and in situations like that, you know what you don't want to do? This is just me. Mm-hmm. I think you have to be very diligent to not compare one to the other. You compare them to the job that they want.
That you want them to do.
So
you can't be like, oh, I like this guy better than this guy, than this guy.
Well, because sometimes there can be a tendency to look for the traits that you want or don't want in the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not fair.
Mm-hmm. So like if one guy comes in and you're like, oh, I like this, but I don't like this.
And then I don't want to go look for that in the other guy.
So it's the Bo Pelini, Mike Riley problem, right? Like you didn't like Royal we didn't like how Bo Pelini carried himself, so we went the other direction. Yeah. Got Mike Riley. It wasn't like, oh, Mike Riley's definitely the best guy for the job. It was Mike Riley's the opposite of the thing.
Yeah, you don't want to remarry a total opposite because she's the total opposite.
Yeah. You want to look for the thing that's the best fit.
The standard is the standard.
Yeah, find the best fit.
And that may be weird to say out loud real time, but that is, you know me well enough to know that's exactly how I process almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't compare it. I used to tell guys, well, I'm better than he is. No, that's irrelevant.
Were you as good as you could
Are
be?
you as good as you could be?
That's the question.
Stop bringing other people into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't give me hype. I get a little.
Why not? You always get me gassed up. It's your
No,
turn.
because you already got my heart rate racing quietly over answering the phone on the sidelines. Yeah, I'm still 10 minutes.
That up.
No, you intimated it.
No, I didn't even know about
I'll make it up. You did somehow.
I didn't even know about the phone thing.
Yeah, somehow it's your fault.
Somehow it's my fault.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Do we
have time? I'll make it believable.
Was it like in Batman? Was it like a red phone? I only ask because, I mean, if you see that, I mean, did they have it like coordinated?
Was.
Well, they're all red phones, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just avoid that phone.
Are you on delay?
Yes.
I'm not on delay.
Hey, Shane, we're not on radio anymore.
There's only one, and it's in the middle of the sidelines.
Yeah.
But I have.
So they all called the same phone?
Yeah. There's an offensive one and there's a defensive one.
So
that's what I was wondering. Oh, so two phones.
Kevin Gates.
Nice.
2 chains.
Him too. I have another question.
Yes.
Do you know why these two people are up
Who do we have today? We got Mike Tomlin.
Yep.
Is that Greg?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess Greg because you guys are in the process of the interviews and everything there.
Why Mike T?
You're celebrating Aaron Rodgers' unknown nuptials.
Was that a good presser?
With Aaron?
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. I thought it was.
Are you being objective?
I mean, maybe.
I feel like you're kind of not.
Probably not.
Look,
I have a hard time with Aaron Rodgers.
If you're going to be a hater all year, Mike Tannenbaum already wants me having to fight him.
No, you don't have to fight him.
He's too old.
Here's the thing.
He said he'll be irrelevant by Thanksgiving.
I can separate. I don't think that's accurate.
Do you know how soon Thanksgiving is? You've only played 8 games.
Yeah. Unlike college football, where your season's basically over at Thanksgiving.
I shouldn't have just thrown that number out. It's probably a little more than
probably 10. Probably 10 at Thanksgiving.
Okay, that's fine.
But I can separate with Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to have a good year for Pittsburgh, and I'm not going to like probably a single word that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, we're
going
to have to grow you up a little bit.
Nah, I'm good. Both of those things can be true at the same time. Like I can sit here and go, I don't like this person. I don't like hearing him talk. And I can also say, hey, he's probably going to have a good year for Pittsburgh.
Are you a little taken aback at?
I did wonder, real quick though. I did wonder if, because he said he's been married a few months now. I did wonder if that was part of the delay, like with Pittsburgh. If he was getting married and
you're kind of burying the lead.
Okay, which part?
Did you get the sense that he was in constant communication with Tomlin?
Yes,
me too.
Yeah,
me too.
But I was also operating under the.
Are you going to let him off the hook
for what?
The talking heads, the chit chat shows won't let him.
For which part?
Who did I hear say chit chat? Is that JB? Somebody. I like chit chat.
All the chit chat shows.
Oh, chit chat. It's just fun.
Am I letting him off the hook for which part?
For saying that he had the Steelers in limbo.
Oh, I think the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers knew exactly where they were standing with each other.
All right.
We talked about this the other day with the draft. Like, I think if they don't have an understanding with Rodgers, that they draft a quarterback.
And what deadline did I give it?
OTAs.
Because they're
mandatory.
Mandatory.
And you probably want him there to get started with the system.
I said, I'm not going to panic unless he's not there then, because I think he'll be
That's
there
why I
by
asked
then.
the question about the wedding, maybe messing with the timeline of.
Does he strike you as like flower girls and ring
I don't
bears?
know, man. Maybe he wanted a little privacy at the start of his marriage.
No, my point is like it's probably small and quaint. How many friends does he have?
Oh, I don't know. I'm guessing his family wasn't there though. He's got issues with the family. I'm not trying to be a jerk. Like
you wouldn't have run to defend it if you weren't trying to be a jerk.
I'm just saying.
You barely got it out before you defended
That's because you were like,
oh, like you can read my facial expressions.
I mean, spent a lot of time with you, DB.
Playing 9-3 offsuit like pocket jacks. How you like them apples?
Got to keep watering the bamboo.
I'm just saying. I didn't have a problem with the press conference.
Still the coolest voice that we do for drops, other than Art.
We need to find some drops for Jack. Jack's got a great voice.
Jack.
Tennessee Jack.
Yeah. Golden voice?
Yeah. We need to find some of his drops. He's got some.
Do you know I thought he was trolling about the excitement for the draft, but he wasn't.
He's tired.
There's Jack.
That's Jack.
That's a good tired.
Tired.
I think he was
draft guy?
the quarterback draft that we did last
Oh,
week that we
yeah.
had to save for Tim because Tim is the golden goose, according to you on this show.
Oh, I see.
You wanted multiple people to draft.
Oh, do you know who that'd be good for? Is everything good for Tim?
Yeah.
I come up with these nice little cool things we can do.
And so I want him to be as good as possible.
But I'm not good enough to just do it with. I need a friend.
Right, exactly.
You wanted multiple people to draft the quarterback.
So what about this thing with OC and quarterbacks?
I wanted to give Rico a little time to be able to put together a nice graphics package.
Oh, do you know who this would be cool with? Do you know what we should save this for? I mean, it was a little too exciting.
I mean, listen.
And you're
Listen,
canning
man, I
it
was
for
surprised
2
that
days.
anybody-
I thought we might want to discuss a little before we
Your delivery's driving me up the wall. This, oh, by the way, nonchalant bit ain't going to fly. I'm just going to let you know.
No, that's really impressive.
Do you see where my hands are?
Yeah, you're trying not to strangle me.
They're a real player there. Like
Hey,
they're just not.
Real time, do I not know my own body temperament? My hands are, you guys can't see this, they're literally tucked in my zip up.
And you're holding them, aren't they?
They're folded.
Yeah.
That delivery's drove me up the wall. I mean, I'm going to need you to say it would be. You're basically saying it would be more fun with Tim.
No, I think it'd be more fun with a third person to be able to bounce some of the discussions off of.
How come you didn't pick somebody like Bruntz? He's today.
Because I like talking about some of these things with
There
Tim.
you go again.
I don't know what you want me to do. I like Bruntz, obviously, Miller North guy, clearly. I like all of our guests. I think there's certain things.
Is your list done? But you do know who number one is.
I do. I think I do. I was thinking about it yesterday, and there's a couple.
The
candidates.
best OC quarterback combination stemming from Denny's question about how many people would I take ahead of the combo of Holgerson and.
So there's two that I'm debating right now. One, I like the quarterback better. One, I like the coordinator better. So I'm trying to weigh which is which.
Does your list have any extrapolating?
Oh, yeah.
So this isn't, is it, how much of it is data driven?
So more.
You're going by the track record of the OC first?
The track record of the OC is.
That's unfortunate. I was hoping to be different.
Is important. And then what I believe about the quarterbacks, obviously track record gets weighed more heavily. So the guys I'm considering for the top are guys that have track record both as OC and quarterbacks.
Did you do a deal where you found a quarterback and then wanted to know who his OC was? Or did you know because of the quarterback who the OC was?
There was a couple that I was like, hey, let me make sure. Because, we've had some movement. There was a couple that
ain't that the truth?
I mean, really, like that turns over pretty fast on you. So there's a couple where I'm like, okay, let me make sure I know who this guy's coordinator is. And there were a couple where I was like, okay, I need to make sure I know who's calling plays too. Because sometimes it's the head coach, sometimes it's coordinator. So there were a couple of those where I do a little research, be like, okay, this guy I think is calling the plays there. So I actually have to go head coach as opposed to coordinator here. So there was a few of those.
So
right. I know.
I don't have any hot overrated takes for him today.
Oh, for Bruntz?
Yeah, because I hit him 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
I had one, but I'm like, if it comes up, I'll weave it in.
Yeah.
Because you never know where we're going with Bruntz.
That's true.
No, I don't.
I wonder if he's going to agree with me.
Well, now I'm curious.
I don't know. I mean, it's just been kind of a fun ride.
I'll tell you when we talk to Tim.
Tell me when we talk to Bruntz.
They're like, aha, this is what they don't do well.
You know I'm kind of serious.
I know you are, and I don't really understand why.
Because I'm insecure.
We literally talk about this stuff all the time.
So, do you know, I feel like if Shane invited me over, he would have, and he knows I don't have cool toys, he would make me come over with somebody that did. He may like certain facets of me, but my toy game sucks. So he's like, yeah, man, I'm going to have DB and I'm going to have Mark come over with him. At least we can kind of stay busy.
That's a very strange analogy.
Well, you got to stay busy.
Well, that's how I feel.
DB.
Like, you ever have the good idea, the good idea friend, but he's no fun? So you got to like put him with somebody?
No.
Oh.
I like all my friends.
I should probably start there, huh?
Yeah. You stop hanging out with so many jerks.
So, okay, here's a better one.
Okay.
Like the Wild Child, that's a lot of fun, but you need to pair him with the guy that's kind of
chill
chill.
you out a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's what it is.
You're just not going to vibe with anything I'm saying right now, are you? As the frustration mounts.
Do you want to really do this right now? Because we could do it.
This ought to be good.
I feel like there's an insecurity thing happening here that I'm just not entertaining. You know I ride with you. We both chose.
Hey, I didn't answer the question when you said, we really want to do this right now? I gave you no response.
You said this should be interesting, which to me was a green light.
Don't matter to me.
All right, we'll wait for Tim.
I'm just saying. I choose to do this show with you every single day.
I'm out. I'm out. Should we be talking to John by now?
No, we're talking to him 9:30.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got
don't cheat and look at scores.
I'm talking to Terrence.
Don't cheat and look at scores.
Is he giving me any? Look, this is a diatribe I'm reading at the same time.
He's right. He wrote you a novel.
Nah, I'm vibing.
Shane, you
with
don't
all
cheat
of
and look
this.
at scores either.
Well, you got to understand, though.
Mr. TaylorMade over there.
Hey, I do have a question.
No score checking.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Shane, right. Answer this question when I get to the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. What score wins the Open?
Dang.
You knew that wasn't gonna.
Dang.
Well, shoot.
I don't know, an 87 under or 87.
What?
On the final day.
That doesn't. No.
87. It's par 70. Wow.
It's a tough course. I mean, you're gonna have
You
a
think
lot.
the winner's gonna go plus 17 on the last day?
Idiotic.
It's a tough course. You told me to do it in 3. I had to think about it in 5.
I'm gonna go with
if
3.
I would,
I'm gonna go with 3 over.
If I would,
what's the winning score?
You think the winning score is 3 over? I'll probably go 2 under. Just
Under?
Yeah, I think they could go.
Shane?
I think somebody will get under.
All right. Now you gave me a second to think about it. I'm gonna go
This dude
4
said
under.
87.
You just pick a number.
I
4
did.
under.
I did.
God, they go 4 under at Oakmont. That is
4 is aggressive. I thought 2 was high.
I think over par wins.
I think it certainly could. It certainly could.
It's chaotic.
See what my man JR says.
87.
Just real casual too. I'm
119.
I'm teetering on like I'm the glass case of emotions guy, so I'm trying to get bare minimum because I'm on the verge.
I was on such pressure
Like
there.
Alonzo?
We really doing this? Like it's like a 17 or something.
I was on such pressure there, though.
Just want to know if we wanted to go do this or not.
I mean,
My leg is shaking.
Apparently you did.
I mean that was so pressure filled. You only gave me 3 seconds to think about it.
I don't even know why I started with you. That's my fault. Like that thing was doomed from the get-go.
From the get-go,
to
yes.
ask you a sports question and then put a timer on it.
You got to
Yes.
put people in a position to be successful.
You asked me the same question last year, Eric.
Wow.
You all right?
I should have played a drop or 2 or 3 before I said something.
Do you know
Then I would have had time.
Do you know how off my game I am right now?
How?
Look, everything on here is dark and I couldn't care less.
There's no failure in sports.
Like nothing is even on right now. And I'm functioning.
Well,
Couldn't
Don't
care
matter
less.
to me.
Like that thing is pitch black, ain't it? Both of them.
functioning.
Oh, come on, Shane.
Shane.
Hey, you can't blame Shane. He's the glue.
We're gonna take a break.
Why the f is Shane walking in there?
Come back with Brian
Take a
Edwards.
step back with Brian, and then Michael Bruntz. Then we'll talk to John Rathouz.
Psst, great.
You doing all right?
I'm cool. Are my eyes watering?
You know what might help?
What?
You come out here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. They got live music every Friday whether at La Vista or Gretna, out on the patio. You know, you like being outside. It's like sitting on your deck, but with live music.
Except there's people.
Oh, yeah, that's my bad. If you're not like DB and you actually like being around people, come out to Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Check out some live music every Friday during the summer, either location.
What a show.
We'll be back more Hurrdat Sports Live, and Brian Edwards coming up next. I'm Ravi Lulla.
I'm Kenny Bell.
We're here from Hurrdat Sports. Don't worry, Metro Transit has you covered right here on the ballpark bus. Gonna run from right here down by the stadium, north of downtown, all the way up to Dodge Street, making a circle to drop you off wherever you need to go.
Oh, beautiful. So what's it cost?
It is free. It runs every 10 minutes, and it'll run almost all day until an hour after the last game. Or Kenny, if you're like me, you don't want to deal with driving downtown at all, Metro Transit has you covered there too. You can park out at Westroads for free and get a ride downtown through Orbit.
That's right. They added an extra Orbit stop at 10th and Capitol. Only $1.25. Fills up after the game. Quick, nice service right back out to Westroads.
$2.50 round trip. Can't beat it.
And free parking? You kidding me?
Plan your trip or track your bus at myride.ometro.com.
Or download the MyRide OMA app.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Hurrdat Sports is pleased to bring you the NEB Prep 77th State Championship this year, hosted by Bellevue West, June 16th and 17th of 2025. June 16th, the first day, will be pool play. 18 teams from across the state battling it out for this trophy. On June 17th will be the championship game at 3 p.m. Bracket play will begin at 10 a.m. on June 17th. We'll see you there.
Give me that cheddar, getting Rico. Big money rolls like burritos. Give me that hot sauce, no pico. Give me that.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, reminding you, got to make a plan if you're going to head down to the baseball championships this week. It starts tomorrow. Make sure you go to ometro.com to figure out how you're going to get down there, because if you're me, I'm not trying to do all that parking and nonsense by myself. I'm going to go out either to Westroads, take the Orbit bus all the way downtown, or I'll park a little bit further away, take the ballpark bus, which is going around for free from the Chuck all the way out to Dodge Street as well. You go to ometro.com, figure out what your plan is to get down to the ballpark for the baseball championships. We are waiting on our guy.
He's here.
Oh, he's here now. Terrific. We got Brian Edwards joining us from Major Wager, our Vegas insider. What's up, B? Oh, we're on mute, buddy. Or something. I don't know what the issue is. We don't volume. Oh, there it is. Nope, not yet. Brian, you there? Brian Edwards, can you hear me?
How about now?
There we go. We got him. That's our guy. What's up, B?
B, are you just trolling me when you do that?
No, I don't know what happened there.
How do you always look so nice in the morning? Like, do you like wake up and you're like, hey, I'm on with the fellas, man. My hair's gonna be whipped like butter. I got the nice gear on. Like, you never look sleepy or kind of oh by the way. Is this just like old hat for you?
Oh, where'd you go? Oh,
although you're an hour later though.
I was saying
So
it's
you
almost
got
10
time.
o'clock there. He's dressed in an adult already.
No. I'm in Northwest Florida. I'm on Central Time.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're up in God's country by Tallahassee.
Right. Once you go like 45 minutes west of Tallahassee, it goes to Central Time.
I'm just going to tell you this, B, because I'm chomping at the bit to choke the life out of this dude. This is like the 13th time already this morning that he's woven a Florida State reference.
Second.
It's incredible.
I
could say, hey, man, there was a strawberry moon out the other night. Oh, I wonder if it was the same color in Tallahassee. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of stuff we're on, B.
B, I had a dog named Tallahassee.
No.
Yep.
And stop. That's too many syllables. Nobody's responding to that.
I called her Tally, but her name was
Okay, yeah, Tally.
Hey, Tallahassee.
Only when she was in trouble.
Oh, did you go first name, last
Yeah.
name? Cool story. Brian saved me.
You're just mad today.
Yeah, I am. Well, ticking time. B, what do we got today? You don't do hockey, so I won't compare. So is is Game 4 must win for OKC to win the series?
I'm gonna say no, but they better win it.
I agree. They'll win, but I'm just saying they'll win.
They will. I think so. I don't know that I want to lay 6, but
they're gonna win, Ravi.
No, Indiana's winning straight up.
After I win this bet from Ravi B, I'm gonna send it down to you via Venmo, and I'm gonna have you do some of those crazy end games you like to do, man. Are you still killing those in the NBA? Because there's lots of times you can get better numbers with how these lines have been set early.
yeah, they last night was an end game dream, but I was not on top of it like I needed to be. I would let it ride with Indiana +5.
Oh, that's fair.
Well, you certainly, it still worked out for you.
But you could have had Indiana +8-ish, in the first quarter and a little in the third.
Wow. All right, so let me ask you something. It's always a different suspect for the Pacers until crunch time, right? And then it's typically Halliburton. But do you feel like if you're OKC, do you feel like, Benedict's not going to get me all the time? Or it's not going to be Siakam, or are you like, well, the Pacers clearly are usually better in crunch time, so that's what they're hanging their hat on. What do you think if you're OKC, you're thinking?
Well, you shoot 45% from 3 last night, and Indiana shoots 33%, and you lose. They were coughing up the turnovers last night. It was 17 for them, whereas that had been the case for Indiana the first 2 games. TJ McConnell's so solid, and then Benedict Mathurin was just spectacular last night. He's not going to do that to you again, but they didn't get much out of Turner or Nembhard last night. And
Turner had a little hot streak, and that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But SGA, 6 turnovers.
You know what's hard? You know what's kind of frustrating about him? It's hard to tell when he comes across as casual versus that is just how he plays. Yeah. But sometimes he looks a little casual.
Yeah, he's just he's so unemotional and even keel. But yeah, sometimes you gotta turn it up with some more intensity. But I guess he does that with his production, but it wasn't on his spectacular level last night.
B, how much credit do you give to kind of, obviously he's still getting his points for the most part, but if you can hold him, to 24 points on 20 shots, you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
How much of that do you think has to do with like some of these guys are actually really familiar with him from playing together in Canada, whether it's in some national team stuff or growing up together kind of in those circuits? Like Andrew Nembhard is probably as familiar with SGA kind of anybody. Like how much that seems like it has mattered quite a bit in the series.
Well, I mean, I think SGA's been great in the series until last night, and it wasn't like he was awful. The 6 turnovers were bad, but I mean, 8 boards
for hero, like that's all you need, right? Like,
right. I mean, look, they need to get more from Hartenstein. Caruso
wait, he's still on the roster, right?
Yeah, he only got 18 minutes last night.
I don't know why they're not doing the double big stuff.
Why don't they play him? Like
the double
you've
big stuff
seen
kills
that work,
everybody.
Right?
It kills everybody. I don't like. This is why I am not in love with Dagnall. Like I'm just not.
Right. Right. I mean, their bench was so fantastic in game 2. Like Wiggins hit 4 or 5 threes. He gave them nothing last night. I mean, he didn't have much playing time. But yeah, their bench did not give them much last night.
All right. You want to start with win totals?
So one thing, FanDuel did not have Minnesota's win total, so I don't even know what that number is.
7.5.
Okay, let's start with Washington.
Okay. Were you? Let me ask. Did you have an expectation level going in when you looked at the number? Did you think, oh, that's high or that's low for any of these first couple that we're going to go through?
Well, it's 7.5.
At first blush.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, 7-8 range on both, and they all came out 7.5. Under juice to Washington minus 142. So I have them 5-4 with 3 swing games at Maryland versus Illinois, at UCLA. I have their L's being Ohio State at home, at Michigan, at Wisconsin, and Oregon at home. So,
wait, what did you have, Wisconsin?
That's a loss, right?
Yep, I have L at Wisconsin. Now that's a game they could win.
So you think they've got a shot? They've got a better shot Illinois at home than they've got at Wisconsin.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Let's go through it game by game because now you color me interested. All right, as opposed to just fast forwarding and win. Give me the rationale.
On the what? The L's?
Yeah.
Okay. Ohio State better.
Yep.
At Michigan, Michigan's better. You're on the road, and it's a second trip to the East in 3 weeks. At Wisconsin, Washington does have 2 weeks to prepare for that one, but I mean, look, they could win that. I'm thinking they're underdog. They're on the road, and then Oregon's just better.
So what are you doing with UCLA at UCLA?
Oh, as a swing, yeah.
Yeah, right before the Oregon game. Because that one, when I'm looking at that one in Illinois, those two look like the big danger zones for Washington outside of the losses you gave them.
Right. Damon Williams, he was good in the bowl game. I mean, I think this kid's gonna be really good. At UCLA, I think Washington's better, but it's on the road, so swing game. I mean, if I've got to call it, I'm going to say under.
Okay. All right. I thought
I'm a slight lean under as well.
Yeah, you were. You said closer to 7 than 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not enough to bet on. Like at 7.5, that number feels about right. But if I have to pick, I'm probably going under.
Now I say this about them every year because of who they are and their consistency. They seem like on the surface they'd be an easy team to peg, but there's always something interesting when it comes to Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like last year, everybody thought that win total was stealing. The line was bad. They got there by the skin of their teeth. This year, what do we think?
So, I mean, I've never seen this quarterback, but it seems like it's going to be a major upgrade. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah, Gronowski. Yeah, I've seen it. I got a lot of buddies that coach at SDSU. We watch them quite a bit. They're constantly playing for national championships. He's athletic. He's accurate. He's a winner. He is an upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
He is an upgrade.
Okay. Well, if you've got a quality quarterback, they have not had when was the last time they had a quality quarterback?
Drew Tate?
Stanley.
Yeah.
When was
Probably
that? 6 years ago? 7?
No, Stanzi.
Stanzi was before Tate, wasn't
Okay. Well, Tate's old. Tate's 08, 09.
he? Okay, so it's Stanzi's after.
Yeah.
So that's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although one of the guys is in camp.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I get the point.
All right, so I'm gonna say 2-1. I got a lot of swing games. 2-2, 3-2.
Yeah. Oh, you can. Yeah, let's go through it because they're interesting.
Okay, I got 4-4 with 4 swing games. So at Iowa State, an L. At Rutgers, a swing game. Indiana at home, swing game. At Wisconsin, swing game. Penn State, L. Oregon, L. And at USC, swing game. L at Nebraska.
So let me get to. Let me backtrack for a second and we could do them next week. Most people think Fickle is in trouble. Their schedule is a nightmare at Camp Randall in Wisconsin.
It's rough.
Yet it's the second swing in as many opponents, and it's Wisconsin. Do you think Wisconsin is better than everybody else thinks they are?
His tenure has been a monumental disappointment to me, and this Billy Edwards kid. So
they like him.
Okay, well,
listen, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
He better be good. So God, the schedule's tough.
Oh, CJ Beathard was good. CJ Beathard.
Yeah, that's who's in camp. He's
he's in the NFL.
That was like 2015.
Yeah.
Right.
I was missing one. Their schedule is ridiculous.
Wisconsin's schedule is hard.
Oh, I just marked them with 6 L's.
Is that so? But you're holding firm on your swings, right?
And I've got Illinois a swing game, and I've got them with 6 L's.
Mm.
So L at Bama, at Michigan, Ohio State at home, at Oregon, at Indiana, and at Minnesota. I mean, well, they could win at Minnesota. And then I had Illinois at home swing game.
4 of those are losses. He's talking about Wisconsin.
Yeah.
4 of those for Wisconsin are L's almost no matter what happens.
100%.
Let me go back to Iowa, B. How much of their home field do you give an advantage to?
Oh, I give them a good advantage.
Yeah.
No, you? Yeah.
But Oregon's just better, so that's in your mind, right? Like, so that's not going to matter nearly as much. Penn State's just better. So, like, they unfortunately don't catch some of the swing games at home. They catch some of the L's at home. So I think that's tough. Like, if you got Wisconsin at Iowa instead of at Wisconsin, you probably go the other way on that one, right?
How did Phil feel about their units?
So I only have it digitally, and I only wrote down the SEC and a few others. So let me get back to you on that.
Okay.
Next week. I was going to ask you if we have another second.
Yeah.
Because you've been there. How do you rank Iowa's home field in terms of crowd noise?
It's fantastic. It's not a great place to play. It's on top of you. It's loud. Their fan base has the temperament of their team. They hang in there.
Right,
so
right.
Yeah, it's far from friendly confines.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're going over or under on Iowa.
All right, so
you said at Iowa State's a loss.
Oh,
he's got
4-4 with 4 swing games. So let's go through the swings. At Rutgers,
Okay.
I'll give them a W at Rutgers.
At Wisconsin was a swing.
Yep.
It's tough.
That is tough.
That one's a tough one.
Their schedule is tricky.
It's sneaky.
Yeah. At USC is a swing game, but I'm leaning toward an L there.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll end up liking USC more than most?
Me?
Yeah.
I gotta take a harder look at it.
I've seen two rankings come out in the last handful of days for the Big Ten, and it's Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, USC is the consensus top 5. SC ahead of Illinois. Ahead of
I don't like that.
Yeah. I'll send them to you. And I mean, fairly decent publications.
Right.
Not
I like Illinois better than USC.
Do you?
I mean, you know who I think is fourth, so
Nebraska,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. It's gonna be fantastic. All right, B. We'll roll through the next slate of schedules. And you've got a lean. What are we doing with the NBA?
I'm thinking OKC in the first half. I don't know if I want to lay 6 for the game.
You get back to it?
Yeah, let me get back to you.
Yep, I'll text you.
That's our
All right,
guy.
fellas.
Brian
Thanks, B.
Edwards, Major Way.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, B. We're going to take a super quick break here and come right back with our guy, Michael Bruntz, Husker247.
Okay, here with Bryson Williams. Bryson, let's talk recruitment here a little bit. So let's just start from the top. You went May 29th. You went to Washington State. How was that visit? What did you like the most about that?
I said the visit was really good. I mean, it's a great place. Like, I love how everything's set up, and they have a really good program, a winning coaching staff, and they know how to get it done. And I think it was fun just hanging out with the other players and the recruits, and just had a good time, and I think it's a good spot.
Okay. And then Vanderbilt was this weekend. Saw some social media stuff. Looked like you're having a good time there at Vanderbilt. So similar question. What do you like the most about Vanderbilt? How's that relationship?
I really liked how close everyone was within the building. It seemed like it was like a true family. They want to win. Coach Lee wants to turn the program around. I could see it. I believe what he's doing. It was a good time. Downtown Nashville, they had a big country concert down there. I mean,
yeah,
it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
We're back here on Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Michael Bruntz from Husker247. Bruntz, what's going on, man?
Not much. How are you guys?
Hi, Mike. How we doing?
Not bad.
We parsed through we parsed through your colleagues' quarterback wide receiver duo, and Ravi darn near lost his mind. So I'm just going to preface any reference to 24/7 Sports that is not the Nebraska contingency. Ravi is not happy with.
I haven't seen it, so I can't really weigh in. I'm sorry, but
that's okay. If Rico's listening, Rico, and you have access to that quarterback wide receiver duo, can we pop that on the screen for one Michael Bruntz? But Bruntz, I do have another overrated, underrated historical player I want to run by you since we're trending.
Baseball, football?
Baseball.
Okay.
So there's a guy I follow on TikTok, and he comes up with these lists all the time. It's an older gentleman. They ask him like top 5 this or the top 5 that. So in his top 5 most overrated list.
Overrated, okay.
Overrated. He dropped Nolan Ryan.
Really?
Yeah. So he was super. He's real. He's like he's the thing that he stood on was, statistically in longevity, kind of an anomaly with like no hitters, but he said he couldn't win games that mattered. Like if you needed a big win or a clutch win, he's like, the guy took a lot of L's is kind of basically what he's saying for the lore that we talk about Nolan Ryan. Does this seem like an overrated guy?
How many good teams did he play on?
Yeah, I just say, how many opportunities did he have to win big games after he left the Mets? Like the Angels were okay back then, right?
Yeah.
His entire career is basically Zach Greinke.
Here's a question. Here's a counterpoint. You ready? Since I know we talked wins last week, and wins is a very flawed metric. We don't need to get into that, but so career run support, Nolan Ryan compared to, let's say, Jim Palmer, just because we're throwing out guys of that era.
And you may shoot, Jim Palmer may be good, but I didn't think our Rolodex was good enough for
Jim Palmer got almost a run and a half more support per start than Nolan Ryan did across his career. Mate, are we asking the right questions is what I want to know.
Are you on Fangraph?
No, I'm not. Should I be?
No, your accessibility to you must have a go-to website. It's incredible.
You know what it is?
No, tell me.
It's a little website called google.com. It was the first thing that popped up. I mean, it's
okay.
I Googled run support, so I was somewhat going down that path anyways, but I'm not on Fangraphs. I've thought about it, but I don't dabble.
Is this a Millard North thing? Like,
no,
the dude gets me every week, and I fanboy for this dude. Bruntz, I may have to kick you out of the family. I'm trying to hang in there. You kill me every single week.
No, so he had.
What's so funny, Ravi?
Here's another stat that's also via Google, since we're just talking Nolan Ryan today, because why not, right?
What else we got to do?
Yeah.
Guilty.
198 career non-win quality starts.
God, that's
has got to be.
That's got to be a
all-time.
record.
That's got to be the most all time, right?
198.
Yes. According to this guy, who I trust implicitly, Ryan Spader. He was 0 for 107 with a 2.27 ERA in those starts.
Huh.
He's overrated.
So we're not. So you say that one.
Doesn't that feel like if you throw Nolan Ryan on that, you're like just throwing somebody on there to maybe get guys on a talk show in June to talk about it? Like I feel like we walked into it, didn't we?
Well, we've kind of done one the last handful of weeks, and I told Ravi, I said, "Gosh, this one popped up." Yes, and I go, "Do I talk about this with Bruntz, or I may sit on it?" And Ravi's, "Now you got
who else was overrated? Like if Nolan Ryan is on that list."
I can't remember, but so the reason that Nolan Ryan stuck out to me is we used to do a this day in history, and it would be some crazy sports stat, and it just seemed like 71% of them were always Nolan Ryan
every single day.
Wasn't that crazy?
Yes.
You pitch like 45 years. I guess you're probably going to hit quite a few, right?
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, you ready? I got a great site, a great website. You ready?"
Google.com.
That probably tops. Yeah, I know.
You know why I was laughing so hard? Because I was like, you probably just had a Michael Severe flashback.
Which one?
With the Google.com.
Yeah,
like
when he said GIB to me.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's all right.
That's what I was.
Bruntz, I'm gonna give you another shot next week, and I'm just gonna say to myself, you know what? It's not just me; it's everybody.
I'm going to look up this list after I get off here. I'm very curious to see who the other four are. Was Ted Williams? Is he overrated?
So I quickly did a search.
Okay.
And this is on stadiumtalk.com. Nolan Ryan is also on that list.
Wow.
But number 29 is Clayton Kershaw, so I almost didn't keep scrolling.
Erroneous.
Erroneous on all counts.
No, Mariano Rivera is on this list.
It's possible that Nolan Ryan's actually underrated.
Feels that way.
Because can you
a lot of these guys are in black and white. No, I do agree with this one, Dave Winfield.
Can you legitimately tell me that Nolan Ryan shouldn't have a Cy Young?
So Clayton Kershaw is on the same list as Alfonso Soriano? Oh my God, I may lose my mind.
It's possible stadiumtalk.com may not be a reputable source.
No, it's a good source.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm unfamiliar with it.
Joe Carter, I agree with. It's not awful, but Kershaw at 29. I don't know.
You a big Joe Carter guy?
No, I hate Toronto.
There's the ballpark in Oklahoma City. There's a little street back there named for Joe Carter. You know where it intersects? What it intersects with?
Is just over there by the Brickyard?
Yeah, it's like Joe Carter Way, and it intersects with a street that's named for the Flaming Lips.
Feels like Oklahoma City might be trying to do too much.
Out there
Every time you hang up Bruntz, I'm like, what do we do with Bruntz? You just for every week.
It's out in left field. If you're ever walking around the brickyard, or is it brickyard?
Yeah, brickyard.
Whatever.
Yeah.
When you're walking around by the park, it's down there behind left field.
All right, Bruntz, let me ask you something because I'm traumatized. Are you happy that I got over that little barb so quickly?
Which part?
From
the
Bruntz?
Google thing?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you're
Did you
over
hear
it.
me? I go, hey, give it to me. Like I thought I was really going to learn something.
You were so excited to learn about a new baseball stat.
Yeah, because he just does it. Okay.
Were you wanting me to like turn my computer and there's going to be like a whiteboard right here with like a bunch of graphs and
I
stuff?
feel like you got both kneecaps at once.
Billy, we need to score 826 runs, win those 90 games.
Who's Fabio?
It's cute. It's real cute.
He's a shortstop for Seattle.
Bruntz, degree of difficulty for the efficiency in which Nebraska pulled off the Boneyard recruiting weekend.
Degree of high, very high.
And we kind of are real flippant about it, aren't we? Do you see how well run that thing was? And it seems like we're a little dismissive of how much work that probably took.
Well, I mean, you start this way. Like that thing was just like a compliance nightmare, right? Like you have to make sure that there's like camp components to it. You have to, is it an unofficial visit? Is it a camp? When does it become an unofficial visit? Like,
did there had to be a transaction that took place, or could you do it free of charge?
That's a good question. I'm sure.
I'm just saying that's something you have to find out.
Yeah, no, you got to teach. They had all the players ate there, which I think you have to pay that out of your own pocket because it's technically an unofficial visit. So, there was a lot that needed to kind of take place there to like get it off the ground. And then I think I was talking to a lot of coaches, 7-on-7 coaches who were there, and it's really tough to schedule these things. So like when we start looking forward, when schools start copying this, because schools are going to try to copy this, it's really tough to do this in the window that you have, because June now is all official visit season. And
because you have to get teams to like wait. Normally those teams make money to go travel.
Yeah.
Hey, you want us into they're paying to travel.
So
like they're giving that up.
And I was talking to, it was a team out of Chicago, and they're like, well, this guy normally would play, but he's on an official visit here, and this guy's playing. And there are a couple guys that were 26 recruits who had delayed their official visits a week to be able to be in Lincoln for this. So, if you're going to have a bunch of schools trying to do this, I'm fascinated by how the scheduling is going to work, because it's people need to keep in mind that this was focused on future classes. This is like a 27, 28, 29 play, because those were the kids who were there. I mean, there were Andrew Ivins, one of our national guys, flew up from Florida for it, and he counted over 24 top 247 players in the 27 class, and then guys who are going to be in the top 247 whenever they do it in or whenever they rank that class. So that's the play, is getting guys there for essentially an unofficial visit, have them, you're getting data and working them out and watching guys move and stuff like that. And that's the play. So no, I mean, it was a tremendous amount of work to make that happen. And you had the huddle event going on at the same time. So like while you're running a 7-on-7 tournament, camp, you have these guys coming over from huddle who are all top 100 recruits, and you got to show them around because that's an unofficial visit. So it was there were a lot of moving pieces, and then you also had the official visits. You had 9 of those guys in. I mean, it was a really big lift last weekend to make that all happen.
So Bruntz, let me ask you. You mentioned some guys rescheduling official visits and stuff like that, and convincing, DB mentioned convincing these people to give up, these teams to give up making some money, to have to pay to be there. Like, did you get a sense of why? A lot of these people didn't necessarily have previous connections to Nebraska. Did you get a sense of why they wanted to be here?
Well, a lot of them are Adidas schools, or in Adidas programs. That's one of the polls. Beyond that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's an opportunity for guys to see a part of the country that they probably wouldn't normally see. I mean, you're not going to get 18 players from Miami to come up to Lincoln. So it's an opportunity for them to see something different. But that I would not overlook the Adidas relationship there. I mean, that's really an important thing. And Adidas has done a good job,
very much so,
in the past, especially of the grassroots stuff with 7-on-7. Like they're really tied in there. And it was good to see Nebraska finally leverage that a little bit, because I don't know that they've done that enough in the past.
Yeah, you know what I think an underrated. I am so glad you said that, Bruntz. It's the first thing that I'm actually back patting you for so far today. Because we forget like what an advantage it is with the online stuff and the social media footprint and the branding for these players, like at Oregon, that they get from Nike, right? So for Nebraska to be utilizing Adidas, which is their premier partner, as a conduit to and kind of a fluffer for this event, I think they got to do more of. You know what I mean? Come alongside us, like help. This is going to be good for everybody.
Yeah, no, I think that was the big kind of connection for everybody, was just their the fact that Adidas has the tie-in, and I think too, like, I don't know, like they want to flex that brand a little. And you mentioned the social media stuff. I mean, every team came with like their media guys, and they had cameras. Every team had cameras, and everybody was posting stuff afterwards. So kind of the roll down effect of that is pretty powerful for Nebraska.
Bruntz, wanted to see if you'd seen some of the Phil Steele numbers on where he ranked Nebraska's units.
I think we still have the graphic somewhere.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can pop that up here. But one of the big ones that I had issue with was he had defensive line at 61st in the country, and then he had the running backs at 60th. I kind of understood the running backs because there's outside of Nebraska, the love for Emmett Johnson is probably not what it is inside Nebraska. But and again, maybe I'm on an island here. I have a really hard time feeling like this defensive line unit is not as good or not better than 61st in the country.
Yeah, that's an interesting kind of sliding scale on those two position groups. Like I would imagine that you could probably cobble together a group of defensive linemen that you felt okay about that's better than that. Running back, that one's interesting. There's not a national appreciation for Emmett Johnson.
It almost makes sense.
It does. I mean,
yeah, I can see that one more.
It makes
for
sense.
Sure.
I can understand from a national perspective both of those rankings. Actually, like I get it. Like outside the bubble, if you just look at Nebraska and say, okay, you lose Ty Robinson, you lose Nash Hutmaker, you lost all these guys to the portal. I mean, I think everybody around here has a pretty strong like of Riley Van Poppel, but do they outside the bubble? I don't know. I mean, I think it's probably fair. I would say the one that being in the bubble that I'd be like, I think Nebraska's got a little bit more than that is probably the running back spot, I guess. Like, and I just think that, and the reason I think that is just because I feel like Emmett Johnson is going to be used in a way in this offense that is going to play to his strengths and allow him to play up more. I don't know what's behind him, but at least as like a frontline guy, I feel relatively comfortable with him in that role.
So and not so much to nitpick at the actual numbers, because it's just opinions, right? So I'm not upset about that. But in relation, right, linebackers were 39th Secondary was 35th. As you relate those high 30 rankings of the linebacking core and the secondary to the thoughts on the D-line, is that close? Is that the order in which you look at the defense? Maybe not nationally, but relative to themselves as units.
Yeah, no, I think they're in the 30s. The others are in the 30s.
Yeah, 39 and 35th, respectively.
That's fair, I think. I mean, at least in my head.
As you look at this team, let's say Nebraska is 60, whatever. You think the linebacking core, unit-wise, is that much ahead of where you think this defensive line will be? And similar, do you think the secondary is as close as that to the linebacking core? So relative to the numbers.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think the linebacking core is a really nice mix of potential and production, and
got good players.
When you got Javin in there, you got
Watson Trent.
You've got Shavers, who's the high ceiling guy. I mean, you want 3, right? Like that's your 3 rotation.
Bauer,
yeah,
who could easily start.
Yeah. So I mean,
depending on
I've liked the makeup of that group. Like I don't have as many concerns about that. Like it's just my concerns with the defensive line are just like you got to be good up front, and I don't know where the balance of production and potential. I don't think it's as high with the defensive line right now as we sit here in June. Secondary is going to be interesting because of the veterans they have there. I think I don't believe that the young guys aren't going to be pushing them, and so I think I'd probably come in more contrary on the linebacking group. I think that group is pretty good, and I think Nebraska for the last 2 years has done a pretty good job of making whatever they have work at that spot.
Is there? So I'm trying to think here. If you've got the groups you've got the linebackers and defensive backs in the 30s, let's say that the defensive line is more closely to what I think they are. Let's say they can creep their way into the mid to high 30s as well.
It's just hard because you don't know what everybody else is dealing with.
What? Here's a question. What would you have put Nebraska's defensive line at last year? You, not Phil Steele.
That's interesting.
Is this after the season or before?
Let's do both.
Before, I would have gone a little higher because I thought we were going to get more out of Nash. Obviously, I would have. Personally, I thought he was going to.
I'll let you go first. I don't want to sway you.
I mean, I personally thought he was going to have a big year. I sat here and said, I think with the lighter weight, he's going to be a little more disruptive. He's going to have the ability to finish off some of those quarterback hurries that he didn't really get to in the previous year. Obviously, he was banged up for a lot of the year, so that didn't really come to fruition. So I probably would have had him higher preseason than I did postseason.
Higher is in a higher number?
Better preseason than
There's
I did
no
postseason.
way. No
Although
way.
Ty was better than I thought he was going to be.
Significantly.
So I probably would have gone, I don't know, 30 preseason. And then not much difference, but 34, 35.
I don't know.
After.
I'd have cut mine in half. I probably would have been somewhere in the 40s preseason and somewhere in the high 20s at the end of the season. They were pretty good. And statistically, it backs it up.
And this is the lens that I am looking through at this year's defensive line group as well. It really bothers me how much they struggled to make disruptive plays and affect the quarterback.
Yeah, but
Robbie, you would have this year's defensive line group preseason higher than last year's defensive line group?
I'd have them about where they finished. I'd have them in the mid-30s. I think their ceiling is higher than that because I think this could be a really disruptive group.
But having said that, though, I mean, you need the quantifier of you are extremely high on this defensive line.
I'm way higher than anybody else I've talked to.
Anybody that I know that's not a coach or plays for him.
I'm incredibly high on this defensive line group. Like, I think they could be really, really good.
Bruntz, do you buy the undersized bit?
That Nebraska's undersized?
Yeah, the defensive line specifically.
I think I'm trying to think. So
I hear that a little bit now.
It's a tough question because you're like, we're just talking national tie, right? Like that's the change.
And you know what's funny,
Yes,
Bruntz?
you're correct.
We think Ty played different than he really did.
And bigger than he really did.
His game was predicated on explosiveness. It wasn't his raw size.
Right.
He's a big guy, but it was get off, it was gaps, it was we make it seem like he was kind of this.
He was also doing it at a high weight though. Like because he
was in
he
was in the threes.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I have my concern.
He wasn't a stuffer though, is what I'm saying.
No.
He wasn't like a mauler.
Yeah.
No. It feels like my concern about the size is like second line defensive lineman. Like when you have to go to that second group, do you have somebody that's going to be able to stand in there and own a gap? Like I think they can, and I think they can probably. I think as a group, probably that second unit's going to be better. But I don't know. I mean, like as much as Nash was kind of hindered by that injury through the season, I think just having somebody that size in the middle to hold that spot was really helpful. So I don't know. We'll see. I seeing the guys at practice too. I mean, we didn't see much, but it seems like a group that's a little bit more not as just kind of it's a good looking group, but it just feels a little bit smaller to me in certain parts of the rotation.
Certainly, I think more athletic.
Yeah, that's fair.
The only key is somebody just has to be able to command a double. You do that. You can do a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, I would take a undersized Keona Davis on the outside. That's an okay looking picture to me. You know.
Yeah, I'm pro. I'm good with that.
I love to see the little air quotes.
Undersized.
Yeah.
Bruntz, appreciate the time as always. We will come up with some other obscure person to see if they're overrated next week.
I already got next week's.
Oh, okay.
Can't
This is appointment viewing, guys.
Bruntz, Husker247. Thanks for
you guys.
Thanks, Brunsey.
We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next. I'm Ravi Lulla.
I'm Kenny Bell.
We're here from Hurrdat Sports. Don't worry, Metro Transit has you covered right here on the ballpark bus. Gonna run from right here down by the stadium, north of downtown, all the way up to Dodge Street, making a circle to drop you off wherever you need to go.
Oh, beautiful. So what's it cost?
It is free. It runs every 10 minutes, and it'll run almost all day until an hour after the last game. Or Kenny, if you're like me, you don't want to deal with driving downtown at all, Metro Transit has you covered there too. You can park out at West Roads for free and get a ride downtown through Orbit.
That's right. They added an extra Orbit stop at 10th and Capitol. Only $1.25. Fills up after the game. Quick, nice service right back out to West Roads.
$2.50 round trip. Can't beat it.
And free parking? You kidding me?
Plan your trip or track your bus at myride.ometro.com.
Or download the MyRide OMA app.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Hurrdat Sports is pleased to bring you the NEB Prep 77th State Championship this year, hosted by Bellevue West, June 16th and 17th of 2025. June 16th, the first day, will be pool play. 18 teams from across the state battling it out for this trophy. On June 17th will be the championship game at 3 p.m. Bracket play will begin at 10 a.m. on June 17th. We'll see you there.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
How about it? Oh, my goodness. You see that look of determination when that ball went in the hole?
Oh, he caught that awfully good, John.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Oh, my.
Thought we were going to see another great drama at 17 and opens past.
Wow, that even pleased him, Roger.
And Tiger Woods is the 100th U.S. Open champion in history.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by John Rathouz, former PGA caddy. John, how are you this morning?
I'm great, guys. How are you doing?
We just, we are waiting to do our picks without looking at the leaderboard, so it's
so no spoilers on leaderboard right now.
Oh, right? Really?
Yeah, we haven't looked.
So I can not even talk about the leaderboard during this interview?
No, you can't. It's okay.
Are you sure?
Well,
no. Okay.
Oh, wow.
How about, okay, no, John.
No specifics. You can say if somebody's playing well.
If they're not, you can if they're not a top 15 golfer.
I can talk about them if they're not a top 15 golfer. Okay, I can play that game.
Right? Because those are going to be the guys probably that get picked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I mean, here, I'll say this. You're going to be disappointed at times. You will be disappointed with some of your picks. Hey, and some of your picks, guys, are doing great.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, let me. Well, you've seen the leaderboard.
I have.
So Shane said 1 under. You said no. Shane said 3 under.
4
under.
Said 2.
You said 2 under.
You said +3.
I said +3. What score wins at Oakmont?
Yeah. So I mean, I think it could be under par. It could be over par. So right around even par. In fact, they had Gil Hands on last night on the live from, and he's the guy that helped lead this restoration, and he felt around even par was going to be a good score at the end of the week. Maybe you aren't lifting the trophy, but you could be. I think the weather is a little bit the variable here that could come into play. I think what they've seen is the golf course has already got a little bit of bounce in it this morning, which was a little bit different than maybe Monday or Tuesday. So it changed already as the week's gone on. They've got so much analytics now that they can get this thing exactly where they want it. The change that could happen is maybe on Saturday some rain could come in and change the outcome a little bit. But this is a U.S. Open course that in the past over par has won, and all accounts are that it's going to be an extremely difficult test this week. We've seen that already.
Okay, I tried to. Now I'm I'm in the first and the last place. I'm looking to solidify my dominance here this week. If I just give you these two stats, which one will be more important for you? Fairways hit or strokes gained?
I would just say I think fairways hit, is going to be. If you don't hit fairways this week, I don't think you have a realistic chance. Although, the last couple of winners here have been, right around 50, 60%, but I think the rough's even, more difficult this week. I think the key stat that we've seen out of past champions is greens in regulation, right? So fairways hit kind of go hand in hand with greens in regulation. Although, if you're pushing it up there a little further, maybe you have, shorter clubs in your hands, but it's a lot of luck too on kind of what lies that you then get.
All right. Do I want a lag putter or putts made inside of 10 feet?
I say lag putting this week. This place is known for the greens. They get so fast. A guy like Rory McIlroy has had a great season lag putting. So that one's going to kind of keep you away from the 3 putts, which, are going to move you down the board versus like, hey, if you're making your occasional, 10-footer, you're going to move up the board, but really not a ton of guys are making those anyways. So keeping the 3 putts off the board is going to be great.
You see the guys putt it from the fairway from 120 yards out and got it there?
Yeah, Zach Blair on that first hole just plays so severely downhill.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool out there. I had a chance to be out there one time before, and it's an extreme piece of property, and it's really going to show well this week on the TV.
So a lot of times I'll ask you what guys' games are best suited to the challenges of the course, but it sounds like with how Oakmont is set up, that maybe the better question is what guys' weaknesses are going to be disqualifiers.
Well, you may need a little creativity too if you're not hitting fairways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what is interesting about it is that the shorter hitters have played well here in the past, and already they are. Okay, so I'll just spoiler alert because he's not a top 15 player. He is up to 23 in the world, but JJ Spawn, who we know about this year, played great at the Players Championship, has won on the PGA Tour before. He's 4 under par, guys. He's off out of the gates nice. He's he started on the backside. He's on the 12th, 13th hole right now. He's got no bogeys on the card. That's the best round going right now. And he's not a long hitter, but he hits a lot of fairways. So in terms of your question, Ravi, you said what weaknesses are gonna
be disqualifiers for guys that would be in contention at other courses.
Right. That's an interesting one. I just think the bomb it out there and hit it in the rough thing is just not going to fly in the long run this week.
Shane, don't take Bryson DeChambeau. What about a guy?
So anybody John mentions we can't take?
No, I didn't say that.
No.
He was trying to help you out, but you weren't listening, Shane.
And
there was a clue there earlier, huh?
Full disclosure, Shane's operate on the Tree of Trust because he's the only one, John, who we can't see. He's got his own little birdhouse with 15 can equipment over there, so he's probably all over the golf score. So I mean, if he wins, we'll definitely know what happens. But so I got to ask you about a couple of guys in particular because a lot of people like him. And his odds were surprisingly good. He's everybody's sleeper. What about Keegan Bradley?
Well, I mean, I think Keegan Bradley is a guy that has really thrived on golf courses like this up in the Northeast. He's obviously playing well this year.
You see, the more difficult they are, the better he likes the course.
Yeah, he likes that setup, right? He's like he's a New England guy. I wanted to talk a little football with you guys on this because I was trying to think about. I know you guys love football. And it was like, maybe you want to talk about how to describe this golf course a little bit. And I really think it fits in well with their local team. This is pre Aaron Rodgers. We don't want to get a lot of Aaron Rodgers talking here, but this is a Pittsburgh
and the Steelers guy doesn't
course.
mind it. It's okay.
Right? This is a Steelers golf course. It's that difficult. It plays that tough. Keegan, I just think the Ryder Cup thing is too big of a distraction for him, in terms of like, am I going to play my way on the team? Then what am I going to do? He's got all this other stuff going on. I think in theory it works, but I just think that it's an interesting variable on a guy like him this week. Him specifically, there's so much extra stuff going on.
I can't believe I'm going to ask you about him, but it's like the girl that the guy just can't quit.
Morikawa.
Yep.
Morikawa. Yeah. Hey.
Yes. I'm tempted. I don't know where I'm picking. But I'm gonna ask. I feel like I need to have both cheeks slapped instead of just giving them the right then the left. Do I go back to that well?
I think Morikawa is an afternoon guy. Yeah, he's an afternoon guy. So he's not out there yet, and he's a guy that hits fairways and hits greens and has the medal for major championships. So we've looked at a couple of these other courses so far this year for the majors. The Masters has been one that is he's been okay at, but not incredible. And then at Quail Hollow, you were able to kind of hit it out there in the rough a little bit and be okay. So it was an advantage to be a little bit of a longer player. So I think Colin is very much in play this week to contend. Has he been consistent enough this year to win? Maybe not, but I don't think that would be a bad one at all, Damon.
If I'm looking for a long shot, because we'll take a long shot, It's too much of the Golf Channel this week for me. But
right,
what's the love fest with Mickelson? Is it because of the circus shot last? What is it with the love fest with Mickelson this week?
Well, I think it's more the storyline, right? He did play well he's played a little bit. He's popped a little bit on LIV lately, but we don't know what that's worth, right? We don't know how to quantify it. And so I think the storyline that he's got the most runner-ups in U.S. Open history, 6 of them now, right? And this is the last year that his exemption from winning the PGA and at the age of 50, right? So he's done it. This is the last year that holds true for him. So yes, he's a guy that could get in the mix at any point. I would think that the fairways hit component isn't a great fit for him at this particular venue. Also the love fest this is where Arnold Palmer played his last U.S. Open. This is where he walked away, and Phil's always been compared to Arnold Palmer throughout his career. So I think the storyline is there. It might not be the right fit of the golf course.
John, appreciate the time.
Who you going with? Who you going with, JR?
Well, I think so. Let's just say we were off on Rory the last time around. We got Rory at the Masters, so we went Rory, Scotty. So then let's go Scotty, Rory for the last 2. I think Scotty Scheffler, but I do think this JJ Spawn storyline is very interesting to keep an eye on as the week goes on, because there's been some kind of unique winners here in the past that you kind of came out of nowhere.
All right, let me see if I can dissuade Shane from his jilted lover.
Spawn was plus 15,000 coming.
What about Rahm, who a lot of people like?
Yeah, so I think Rahm, this is one where the course does fit for him, and he started to kind of show up in the majors. The first 2 this year, it's kind of been one where it's been missing for him since he went over to LIV, and now maybe he's trending back in the right direction. So he's a good driver of the golf ball, so he should be in play off the tee. His irons haven't been up to maybe his standards, but I do think he's a guy that could get in the mix this week like he has the first couple so far this year.
4th best odds coming in, John Rahm.
Yeah, I'm taking all these notes. All right, John.
Mental note.
I'm going for 2 in a row here, man. Wish me luck.
Yeah. Good luck with your picks, and then enjoy just peeling back that leaderboard and going, "Oh man."
Now you got me nervous.
I know. Now I don't know what to do.
Always good, JR. We appreciate you.
Yeah, fun to catch up with you guys. Have a good one. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
That's John Rathouz. He's a former PGA caddy.
Do we need to take a break, Shane?
Host of the Quiet Please podcast. We don't have to if you don't want to.
I'm just wondering why he's playing the music.
I like the music.
He loves playing
I want to make our picks.
You want to make the picks real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make the picks real quick, and then let's take a break, because there's something else I want to get to.
Of course.
Returning to kind of a conversation with Bruntz there as we're talking about unit rankings and things like that.
Yeah.
Because I've found some very interesting information.
Shane, I am so tempted to tell you to come out from behind that wood house. I am totally trusting you.
Yeah, but how would I be able to talk? I mean,
I don't know. Nobody want to hear you. Just
I'm just throwing garbage out today. So
all right. Are you going to random number?
Yeah, I'll do random number generator real quick here. All right. So Shane, your random number is 1. DB is 2. I'm 3, and we will
just in how we're sitting.
Yes. Random number generator 1 through 3 here. Generate. Hit the number, buddy. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what's happening. 3. All right, so I'm number 1.
Damn it.
No, I'm number 1.
Nope.
Yes, I am.
That would make
You're
me
number 2.
No, I am.
No, because I'd hit it again. And now it's a 1. So you're 3.
I wanted to be 3.
Zip it, Martha.
Tough noogies, bud. I don't know what to tell you.
What?
Tough noogies. Like when you knuckle on somebody's head.
See, I'm actually into this now. I'm listening.
Oh
I can do this. There's
You-
no pressure.
I'm telling you, this was not a good week for your.
You seem engaged, Shane. That's good.
Yeah, I'm engaged now.
All right, so I got number 1 here.
Yep.
All right. What do you got?
Shane's 2?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I get to go
No,
back.
I'm number 1.
I get to go back to back.
Shane,
Let's go.
Chill. I'm going to go. I'm not going to overthink this. I'm going to go Scotty Scheffler.
Shano?
You suck.
Thank you.
Well, we know that.
I wanted Scotty. I'm going to go John Rahm.
Rahm? DB?
I'll take Rory.
I think that's a nice pick.
I get to go back to back,
Yes,
right?
sir, you do.
Give me my man, Colin.
Back to back.
Morikawa. All right. Shano.
I'm going to take the current leader right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Spawn?
Yeah.
I'll trust it. I don't love it.
Hey, I asked if the names mentioned were off the board.
That's fine. Long shots are greater than.
That's my long shot.
No wait, long shots are greater than 10-1.
10-1.
So
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus,
and the long shots are harder to pick.
Plus 10,000.
Okay, so
I'm going back to back here.
Yeah, I'm nervous about Bryson because of what John was telling us about the course, but he is by far the best guy left. I've also got my guy Ludwig, who I love. I'm going to take them both. I'm going to go Bryson and Ludwig.
Wow. Not bad.
All right, Shane, you're up.
I'm going to go Justin Thomas.
You love some Justin Thomas.
Hey, he's got good track run there.
I'm going to go with Joaquin Neiman.
Neiman?
And for my fourth, but not a long shot, give me I'm taking my greens and regulation guy or strokes gain. Give me Straka.
Sepp Straka, baby. All right, Shano.
May need to gain some shots.
Has Rory been taken?
Yes.
Yes.
Damn it.
It was literally the first guy that DB picked.
Well, I wasn't paying any attention.
I can tell.
There's lots of good ones. You got Cantlay, you got Connors, you got Koepka, you got Hovland.
Did you take Colin already?
I did.
Yes.
Got Hideki.
Okay.
I thought he jinxed it when he said he was listening.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, you seem engaged."
He was not listening.
That really. So off the board, Shane.
Okay, yeah, I want Hideki.
Scotty's.
You want Hideki?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Matsuyama for my guy.
So are you taking the last one in the first long shot?
Yep, this is my last regular golfer and then my long shot.
Okay.
For my last regular golfer, I think I'm gonna go Cantlay.
Ain't bad.
And then
Keegan Bradley doesn't make the long shot.
He's
plus 9,000.
That's the guy I was debating with between Cantlay and Keegan Bradley. For my plus 10,000 or more, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Jason Day.
God, you suck.
Was that who you wanted?
I thought you were off Jason Day.
I'd love Jason Day.
I know.
I thought you liked Howie Day. I got confused.
Collide.
It's a song.
I thought you liked Jason Mraz and Howie Day. I got confused. You like Jason
I
Day.
won't give up, Jason Mraz.
I won't give up. Go ahead.
Shane's up.
You already picked your long shot, so you can pick another regular.
Who's his long shot? Hideki?
Spawn.
Oh.
Spawn's plus 15,000.
Fudge. Are you going to let him get away with that?
He's a cheater. It's fine.
I asked. It was mentioned there. I wanted
to poop the bed for him anyway, so I don't care.
I wanted to set the.
Go ahead, Shane. He does not have to. You got any golfer on the board.
Anybody on the board.
I can't believe you.
It's fine.
He's already won.
He's going to lose anyway.
I'm going to go with Mick Fleetwood. Mac.
Tommy Fleetwood?
Yeah.
How did you? Never mind. Okay.
I know. I get it.
All right. You're up. Your long shot.
I'm going to take Mickelson.
All right. You know Shane's going to lose. He's not going to win.
I can't believe you let him off the hook.
He's not going to win. Dude, Spawn's going to be 3 over by the end of tomorrow.
But you gave him – he took his long shot first because he was in the lead, and then you didn't make him take a long shot.
It's fine.
Well, I did that on purpose, though, because
you didn't do it on purpose. You had no idea where JJ Spawn was. All you heard was that he was 4 under, and you're like, I want that guy. He will be over par.
Yeah, because I was listening to the conversation.
I'm not even going to be mad at Shane.
You're going to be mad at me. That's fine.
Yes.
I'll make a bet with you right now that JJ Spawn will be over par by the end of tomorrow.
I asked if that was off limits, and you said no.
You want to make that bet?
I cannot be distracted by wanting to go to that restaurant. It's I just want it quick, and I'm like, ooh, I'm closer to getting my scallops. But no.
Okay. Because you think I'm right. You think I could be right.
The risk reward isn't worth it.
Oh, you never know.
Oh, man.
The scallop and reward is pretty good.
Have you seen that menu price, though?
Scallops are delicious.
I need all I can get. All right. All right, so Ravi goes with
You're at 60.
Scheffler. Yeah, 60. But I have 20 on
20
the line
pending
because of
tomorrow.
OKC.
Yeah.
So you went. I don't mind this. You got Scotty, Bryson, Ludwig, and Patrick Cantlay. Long shot, Jason Day. Shane Schillerberg has the current leader in JJ Spahn. Weird. John Rahm, Justin Thomas, Hideki Matsuyama, Yami, and Tommy Fleetwood. This dude having Fleetwood seen as the last pick does not look right.
It's fine.
That's awesome.
He's going to lose. It doesn't matter.
He's plus 4,000.
He's going to lose. It doesn't matter.
He's at the top of the leaderboard.
There was no rule saying you couldn't pick your last one.
I'm gonna let it go. That'll be the last time I talk about it. And I've got Rory, Colin, Joaquin, Sepp, and Philip.
I like my draft better than I like my QB draft. I'm just going to put that.
I'll let your QB draft keep you in it all year because you're all Denny Downer. All right. Take a quick break or
quick one here. We'll come back. I want to get to something.
You don't necessarily have to take a quick break.
He doesn't know that it's 9:51. Go ahead. Let him take Shane. He's going to lose it. Let him take the break.
No, he's playing the music, and we don't want the music. And then he's like, "Oh, we don't. No, kill the music. We'll skip the break."
We're not going to come back.
Well, if you make up your
60?
mind,
no, we'll just do it now.
Shane is funny.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, though. If you've got a little bit more patience than I do with Shane, then you can lock some of your money away with Central Federal Credit Union and have some extra funds. Because every year you can earn dividends with Central Federal Credit Union. They have something called a certificate and savings account bundle that can help you earn dividends in 2 places at once. Just open a 6-month or greater certificate and open a savings account to receive their special savings account bundle rate. Get to centrusfcu.org to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply. All right. That's all I wanted to take a break. I just wanted to make sure I got Centrus their love today, but it's fine. We got it in anyway. So we were talking about these unit ranks with Bruntz, right? And the reason I was trying to walk him down that line a little bit is because I wanted to try and extrapolate the unit ranks from the positions to what I thought the overall offensive and defensive unit ranks could be for Nebraska by the end of the season.
I understand.
Okay. So we're looking at what I was trying to figure out is, can they be a top 40 offense and top 40 defense this year? Right? That's what I was trying to figure out. And I know that this is not an exact science way to do this, but if you add up the unit ranks, 21, 60, 33, 33, those are the offensive unit ranks for QB, running back, wide receiver, O-line, respectively.
Mm-hmm.
You end up with a 36-ish number for the whole unit. Mm-hmm. Not exact science, but the best I have right now. For defense, 61, 39.
The sad thing is I kind of know what you're trying to do, so I'm riding with it.
So defense, 61, 39, 35 gets you to 45 overall. In the neighborhood of getting to a top 40, not
because we're not taking into because it's not like points allowed, points scored.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So this, like I said, this is an abstract exercise, but I think you can understand how I can look at these two units and say, as a whole, and say, I think they can be a top 40 offense. I think they can be a top 40 defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask you something off the cuff?
Yeah.
What do you think they score roughly per game?
27.
That's top. It's going to be top 40.
Yep.
Okay. What do they score? What do they give up defensively?
18.
What?
Yeah, it's high or low?
That's awful low. You think this defense only gives up 18 points a game?
18 to 20.
No, there's a huge difference.
Okay. I'll say 20 then.
Okay.
Is that a top 40 defense?
Yes.
At 40. Yes, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think this
My
defense
man
is
said 18.
That's
wow.
the first. That's what felt right in my heart. It's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So there were 18 teams last year. If I can count right, I may not be able to, but I got the teams correct. I may not have the number correct. That had both top 40 offenses and top 40 defenses last year. Real quick, it's not really important who they are, but just I'm going to run through them. BYU, Navy, Georgia, Arizona State, Texas, Penn State, James Madison, Alabama, Oregon, Tulane, UNLV, Tennessee, Ohio State, Notre Dame, SMU, Boise State, Ole Miss, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what's important. Only 3 of those teams had fewer than double-digit wins. The 3 that did not were James Madison, Alabama, and Tulane, who all had 9. Okay? So no one on that list had fewer than 9 wins. The average of those teams is 11.78 wins. So here's my point.
Oh, I see. Okay. You're going to land the plane, and I don't mind it, but you do have the data skewed advantageous to your argument.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But
I just don't want you to think you're getting over on me.
No, I'm not saying. I don't think I'm getting over on you. What I do think, though, is while I have the data that supports my argument, I also don't think it's unreasonable to think that my data could be correct.
Not unreasonable.
Right?
It's awful myopic, but it's not unreasonable.
Okay, but here's the thing. If we like the talent at a lot of the spots, and what are the 4 C's we talked about to start the show?
Did you know what Iowa gave up defensively points per game last year? Did you think Iowa was really good defensively?
Not as good as they were 2 years ago, but still very good, yeah.
Okay. They gave up 17-8 a game, and you dropped 18 on me. So I think it was top 10.
Okay.
That would be sensational.
Nebraska was 17th in total defense last year.
I know, and I think they only gave up 19-5.
And I'm saying that they could.
Is that right?
I'd have to check. I don't have it right in front of me anymore.
I think it's.
But I know they were 17th overall in total defense. So here's the other thing.
Somebody look that up for me, please.
They
quickly.
could drop 23 spots and still be in the neighborhood of what I'm saying.
I'll buy that.
Right?
Yeah, I'll buy that.
And I think a top 40 offense under Dana Holgorsen with Dylan Raiola, which we're going to get to our quarterback offensive coordinator rankings tomorrow.
No, we had to wait for Tim. I don't know if you knew this.
Had to. I don't think the segment would have worked without him. I'm not sure we could pull it off. I'm just going to lean into it now since you won't drop it.
Wow. That might be the most you thing said to date. I'm just going to lean into it now since you won't drop it. That's the most L3 thing I have ever heard. And you say... That is classic.
I mean, how come you only bring up the overrated stuff with Bruntz? I can't have a good conversation with you about overrated stuff? Am I not good enough to have the overrated conversation?
How about how he had me on the hook? I was in on my computer. I was like, ooh, tell me, what's the website?
You were like ready to type.
He's
you were
like,
ready
to
go.
I was.
You were like, what is it? I'm ready.
Did you see how fast he went into the Maddox stats last week?
Yeah. Yeah.
It seemed fairly specific.
It was, yeah. I think he's just a much better Googler than I am. Like he's quick at it.
You know what he could probably do? Because he doesn't give you he has the computer set up where he could be functioning and not looking.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he could read a teleprompter.
Oh, probably. Yeah. I could not.
Because he doesn't give you the appearance that he's actually Googling real time.
Yeah, no, he looks very smooth with it. He really does. I give him a lot of credit there for that.
I'm not. He got me pretty good.
You're not a fan?
No, he gets no credit for a while. Do you know who number 12 was on that overrated list?
Nebraska gave up 19-5.
Yeah.
A game last year.
Dude, my memory is incredible.
Correct.
My man, it just rolled right off the tongue. You said 18.
I mean,
but look how much difference there is in 2 points, though.
I understand that.
It could be 15 slots.
It could. Yeah, I'd have to check this to see what it was this particular year or last year. But I mean, some teams that gave up about 18 a game last year. You mentioned Iowa at 17-8. Ohio gave up 18-1. South Carolina gave up 18-1.
Ohio only gave up 18 a game. What kind of offense were they playing in the MAC?
Awful. Their offense was terrible. Ohio.
So that means Miami of Ohio had to be like the 85 Bears.
Miami of Ohio was 18-8. Oregon was 19-4.
Dude, I like my Rolodex.
Bama was 17-4. So those are kind of
pulling out Miami of Ohio like that.
Honestly, it's ridiculous.
Let's go.
Northern Illinois was 18-5. I mean, listen.
All those MAC teams.
I know. There may not have been a ton of offense in the MAC is what I'm learning about these defenses right here.
Listen, I'll run down Dodge Street naked if Nebraska gives up 18 or less.
To this day.
Okay.
I mean, that would be fantastic.
18 is on the low end for sure.
That would be.
I think.
By the way, I'm not doing that.
I think 20.
I'd have to call the police first and tell them this is going to happen. It was on a wager. Don't arrest me.
So if you want to be a top 40 scoring defense, 23 is the number.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And if you want, I'd have to go check on offense. But
do you see why? And listen, this not to say I'm telling you how I think Nebraska is going to be defensively, but to just casually drop 18, it's like, now maybe it will be around 18 if they're 10-2, like you say, but 18 is tremendous.
18 is really good. To be a top 40 scoring offense, you need about 31. So a little more.
And you said 27?
I said 27, yeah.
But I would take 27 points a game.
Yeah, if they go 27 and 18, they're in terms of.
Yeah, they're going to win a ton of games.
We did the point differential before.
Yeah.
Most of the teams that win 9 games or more are around a touchdown point differential difference. You get to 9, you're talking about a top 15 squad.
What did Ohio State give up defensively?
Ohio State
12?
defensively
13
was. Give me just a second here. I don't know if I can get it.
You can. It's Shane can.
Shane, quit rushing me.
I'm sorry.
Isn't he early? No, it's 10.
No,
Damn it.
We're up against it again.
Right.
We do this every day. Hold on, I'm gonna have it. I got it.
Take
Wait.
your time. I'm not rushing you, boss.
14-4. No, 12-9. Sorry. Ole Miss was. You know what's wild? Ole Miss was top 3 in both total defense and total offense, and weren't any better than they were.
They won 10 games.
I know, but that was disappointing for them when you looked at the schedule. Based on what we thought they could be in the start of the season, 10-3 was disappointing for Ole Miss last year. They thought they could be a college football playoff team.
Yeah, but 11-2 and they're in.
Yeah.
So it's not horrible.
I think it was 9 regular season wins, though. I think the 10th one was bowl.
Yeah, and you loved their schedule. You were all
their
in.
schedule was manageable.
And they almost
pulled it off, but
shot par.
But
10, 11, 12.
But for being top 3 in both, you would have thought they'd had a hard time losing 3 games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you look at the company, it's Ohio State and Texas.
Now I'm derailed because the degree of the range within a point or 2,
especially defensively,
is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot.
It is.
Oh, all right.
I'm just saying.
Well, we get Tim tomorrow, so
we can finally have a good discussion.
I get to be a good co-host. Glad I got help.
Lord knows we both need it.
Not capable of having a good segment on my own. I don't have the good toys. Shane, can I come? Nah, I ain't going over your house.
I can't help you.
This dude took a.
We live in the same house. We've got the same toys.
Fine. If I squint, I see your point. More like a hard eye roll.
Listen, if you want to be upset about it no matter what, you can be. It's fine.
I'm just going to lean into it since you won't let it go. It's kind of vindictive.
Finally have a good show tomorrow with Tim on.
Big pound of flesh, guys.
That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live tomorrow.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.